Total Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Welcome to the dog pound.
Yeah.
I'm scared of these damn Pistons. I'm very concerned.
Screaming, cheer it. Yeah, I cry loud, cause I said it got now. We off the leash and we not coming to peace. This is Detroit when we step on the court. Be afraid when you see the motorcade, watch it low. When you see us and Jalen Duren, pick your boys, they know I'm gonna war when Daniss us so. Be afraid. Yeah, I cry loud, cause you know we got now. We off the leash and we not coming in peace. This is Detroit when we step on the car. Be afraid when you see the motorcade, watch it low. When you see us over Jalen Duren, pick your boys and all gonna war with them hiding their soul. Be afraid. It's the dog pound.
What up, though? Welcome back to another episode of the Deuce and Boss Show, off-season edition. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday night, man. We got the squad back in the building. Eric Vincent, a.k.a. E. Vinny, Clutch Points reporter and beat writer for the Pistons, returns to the show. Also, we got OG Pistons content creator, Everything King, pulled up as well. And, of course, y'all know Boss, and I'm Downtown Deuce. And we are glad to be back with you guys tonight to talk Pistons, man. The season is over. The dust is somewhat settled. The crash outs have somewhat subsided. And now perspective and objectivity hopefully can re-enter the chat. But first off, how y'all feeling? King, E, Boss, what's the word with y'all?
Feeling good, man. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished this season.
Mission accomplished. Okay. E?
I'm feeling good, man. It was a long season. Obviously didn't go where we wanted it to end, but I'm happy. You know, things have settled down. This wasn't a failure at all, and I'm excited to talk about it with y'all, man. Appreciate y'all being here. Oh, what up, Calvin? It's not your sweater, Ricky. Shut up. No, it's not. No, it's not. Get out of here.
Oh, man. Y'all getting to it early. I'm seeing the comments already like, man, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to everything that y'all talking about. Has been on our minds for sure. So, chat, like we said, we want to hear from you guys, man. If you miss your comment, y'all know the drill. Repost, caps lock, super chat, whatever you want to do to get our attention, do that, and we will come to you. So, let's start here first. Yesterday, the Pistons held a presser with Trajan Langdon, and he was asked about a number of things, right? Including his thoughts on the season and the plan for this team going into the offseason and beyond. So let's just get to some of the highlights, man. We're going to start, guys, with Trajan Langdon's opening comments. He has some things to say about that. Let's go ahead and check that out.
14 to 44 to 60 in 2 seasons. First place in the East, incredible accomplishment for these guys. And I think they learned a lot about each other, from hunting teams to being hunted in 1 season. It doesn't happen a lot, especially with a young team. You don't learn that until you go through it. Psychologically, it's different knowing that you're getting the other team's best night in and night out. They're going to be prepared for you, and for a lot of teams, it's their championship game of their season, and that was something new for our group. Special grouped up, came to work every day. They really enjoyed it. JB and all of our staffs did a tremendous job of creating an environment these guys enjoyed coming into every day. That's why we got better from the beginning to the end of the season. A lot of positives to take away, a lot of successes from this season. Obviously, 2 All-Stars. Ausar having the defensive year that he had, being on that first team, and then JB having the year that he had in terms of the coach of the year votes that he got from his peers. Tough end of the season, but successful season. It stings. That last game will sting. It'll be painful for some time, but very rarely is there growth without pain. I think our guys felt that last season. We'll put plans together, and those guys will attack them this summer just like we did last summer, and we'll come back better. Tremendous year, successful year, one that I'm incredibly proud of everybody in this organization, one to build on.
Boss, I'm going to come to you first. What was your reaction to what Trajan had to say regarding the Pistons season and how the experience helped them this year?
I mean, I agreed with it all. I thought it was a successful season. I've been saying that I wanted just to get past the first round, and I was happy. Said that after we won against the Magic. It was tough, but that's kind of where I'm at. I think he also mentioned, I don't think it was in your clip, maybe it was, and I zoned out, but that I don't think we were the youngest NBA 1 seed in history. I don't know if that was verified or not. I assume OKC is pretty close.
Yeah.
But that's just another accolade to this and the success that we had. And like he called out, individual players on their success, but as a team, it was just a lot of growth across the board. Everybody from Cade to Ron, everybody grew.
And that's what the season was about, right? Just focusing on that internal growth for sure. I'll come to you next, King. What are your thoughts, bro?
Said everything you were supposed to say as a GM. Not really nothing outrageous or nothing that you can take and run to the bank with. Just pretty much stating the obvious. We had a good season, man. The mission was to go out there and grow. I'll be nice. The mission was to go out there and grow in the playoffs, and that's what we had an opportunity to do. We got an opportunity to see where growth is needed with several players in the playoffs, man. And just the experience overall. They need the experience in the playoffs. You need to get beat a few times. Remember Michael Jordan saying you have to lose before you start to learn how to win. So It's important for them to do that.
Facts. E, what you got, bro? About you?
Yeah, again, obviously, this is not the way they wanted it to end. I mean, you obviously want to see a performance that looked a lot better than what they did, especially on your home floor to close out. But they did a lot of great things this season that a lot of people didn't expect. Outside of King, I don't really know anybody else who predicted 60 wins to start the year.
Right.
I think everybody just wanted to see them make that progression in the playoffs, win a series, even if it doesn't come in perfect fashion. It doesn't have to either. It would have been worse if the Pistons ended up losing to the Magic without Franz Wagner than beating them without Franz Wagner. So I don't care when people say, "Oh, it took that for you to beat them." Doesn't matter. They beat them, so it doesn't matter. But they took a lot of steps that were encouraging. Cade playing at an MVP level, Ausar stepping up. The way that he did defensively, JD, playing at an all-star level during the regular season. And Duncan had one of my favorite quotes during the post game. He said, everybody helped contribute to the postseason success that got the chance to play. Everybody may not have played every single game or every series, but when they did and when it was their time, they all contributed, and that was a fact. Like we saw with B-Ball Paul, we saw with Sass when he got some of the minutes he got. Even JD didn't have the best series, but when he was playing well, you saw how much better it made the team. So it was encouraging to see them take that step forward. Obviously, there's still more room to grow, but this was a successful season nonetheless.
Yeah, I agree for sure. For me, I agree with all of you guys because it's all about timing for me. This wasn't a season of finals or bust. Unlike the two teams who are actually playing in the Eastern Conference Finals right now, right? What James Dolan said, the Knicks owner, finals and busts, like all that kind of stuff they have that kind of weight on them. You look at the Pistons' young stars. Cade is 24, Ausar is 23, JD's 22. So they haven't even approached their prime yet. Time is on their side. But then you look at the Knicks, right? Brunson, 29. Cat, 30. Bridges, 29. Anunoby, 28. So they don't have too many prime years left. Even the Cavs, Mitchell, 29. Harden, 36. Allen's 28. So Evan Mobley is the only player on both of those teams under 25. So their window is right now. It's not getting bigger. So, yeah, to be fair, the Pistons 100%, like you guys would probably agree, have to improve this roster. They have to. It needs to happen as soon as this summer because you got to get Cade more help. We get it. But I have no problem with Trajan's approach as of right now. I feel like he's just crossing his T's and dotting his I's before he makes some of the most important moves. Measure twice, cut once. So now that I feel like he should know exactly where this team is right now. So for me, that's the most important thing because now they're getting ready to enter that window. So for me, I have no issues whatsoever. Now, if he doesn't do anything substantial this offseason, I heard some people saying Brad Holmes, okay, let's hold off. Let's give him an offseason. So if he doesn't do anything this offseason, then it's time to have serious conversations, right? But I'm going to give him that much just despite what he's done, what he's done already in 2 years, despite making a huge move. I think that says a lot about what he's done so far. So for me, I'm giving him time, at least this offseason, going into the next year to make a move. Any reaction to that?
I agree. Oh, go ahead, Kate.
Go ahead, boss. No, go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, I agree. I think it's just a reminder. I'm glad you brought up that there's other windows that are closing and ours is just opening because I do everyone has their opinions and crash outs and everything. But I think it would be absolutely silly for us to get rid of a ton of young talent and assets to bring in one possible star that could make it faster to a championship. But I think if we do that, it closes our window faster as well. So I agree in that. I like Trajan's approach of just giving a lot of these talented young guys the benefit to grow and develop a little bit more. But also we do need to bring in some help too. And like you said, like the Celtics as well, where I don't think they were finals or bust, but they didn't. Their move was Nikola Vucevic, and he didn't even play in Game 7. I truly think that they helped take some pressure off of us, only because, like, I'd rather the way we went down. And I mean, we can talk about this more later too, but the way we went down was frustrating because you do want to see certain players you question after a certain amount of time, like why didn't we, substitute other players? But at least we didn't put in our third string as a starter unit.
Oh, like Boston?
Yeah. Crazy.
Good point, boss.
Nuts. Yeah. So I think that there's other, while it sucks now, and now the Cavs blowing that lead the last night too. I'm just like, okay, that's like the world. Now they're gonna stop talking about us a little bit. I can't talk about that. So it's all in hindsight a little bit, some of this stuff. But I don't know what the Celtics are gonna do either.
I mean, the Pacers, they kind of lived on their situation as well, bringing in Zubac for pretty much nothing. But that's not our problem, which goes back to why the timing of what we're doing is so important right now. So yeah, guys, we'll leave it there on that unless you guys have anything else. We can go now to
King had comments. I just took all that time.
Huh? Oh no, I was just going to agree with you. I was just going to agree with you. What you said about Trajan, he has to do at least something this summer. Got to, because as long as windows are open, they close fast too. Teams are not going to sit there and wait around for the Pistons to develop. They're going to try to. They saw what everybody else just saw, so they're not going to sit there and wait for the Pistons to develop. We got to make sure that we put our foot on their necks. We got Halliburton coming back. We got a more healthier Celtics coming back. So there's more roadblocks there. So we got to do something.
Agree, man. All right, guys, let's keep. What's up?
Real quick, I just want to say, guys, I see some of your questions in here as well. A lot of them are pertaining to trades. We'll probably get to all of that later, but I'm starring your stuff. So if we don't address it now, we are going to address it later. Just so you know.
We'll come back to it for sure. Gord Brown, shout out to you, my dog. Appreciate you, man. Let's keep pushing, y'all. Let's go to Cade. Trajan was asked about Cade's season and the collapsed lung that he sustained like right before the playoffs began. So let's check out what he had to say about that.
And that Cade was an absolute warrior. I certainly haven't gone through a collapsed lung. I can't imagine many people in this room have, especially a collapsed lung and fractured ribs at the same time. When you have a collapsed lung, you can't do anything for 7 to 10 days. You're sitting on the couch and you're just relaxing. And so that deconditioning just happens at the exact wrong time of the year when you're heading into playoffs. A lot was asked from him in a short amount of time. He was put in a really, really difficult position, not being able to do much for 14 days. Like, at that time of the year, like, everybody's in elite shape and he's trying to get back to where he was. I thought he was in incredible shape and getting ready to explode in the postseason when what happened would set him back. I know it frustrated him because he didn't get to be his best self.
Yeah. So King, I'll come to you first this time, bro. Any reaction to what Trajan had to say about Cade's injury and going through that right before the playoffs started?
Oh man, he used the correct word, warrior, man. You gotta be a warrior to come out of that situation and play the way that you did in the playoffs, man. Cade was absolutely out of gas at the end of that thing, man, and respectfully for it's okay. So when you look at Cade and you look at the lung situation, you look at the load that he's carrying, you're gonna hear more about turnovers. Nobody's gonna talk about how hard that is. It's he's turning the ball over, this, that, and the third. You got to understand that Trajan Langdon has to do a job, like we said, this summer to go and get somebody to take some of that pressure off of Cade, because these teams are smart in the playoffs. The playoffs is a whole entire different season. They're not going to play you the way they played during the regular season. Nobody cares during the regular season, man. They're going to try to outsmart you. They're going to be ready for you and prepare. And that's what they did against Cade. So to last as long as we did, to me, is actually more impressive because of how limited we are offensively, man. Guys were just not able to shoot, and our defense carried us. So for Cade to have those numbers in the playoffs still coming off of a situation like that, super impressive.
E, what you think, bro?
You can make the argument outside of maybe Wemby that Cade was the best player in the postseason this year. He has an argument for it. Like, no, he was not perfect. He 100% made some mistakes that you're hoping that he grows from, and you're hoping that those mistakes can grow with better roster construction as well. Like, yes, a lot of the turnovers were jarring and bad, but I think it was a matter of him pressing and a matter of, him definitely being a little bit sloppy, but again, I just think with the responsibility that he was carrying as a guy that, like I've always said, I think he has LeBron-like responsibility to this basketball team, where he has to guard your best player, second best player. He had to be your number one playmaker, be your best scorer. He has to help on the glass, help lift the floor of everybody else, deal with double teams, deal with triple teams. And I think we saw him take a step forward from last season in the playoffs. I mean, where he was horrible from three last year, we saw him step up to 40% this year in the postseason. Was really good at getting downhill, attacking the rim. He could have been a little bit better at the rim, but it was encouraging to see him still balance out his game, get others involved, and help this team play winning basketball. Again, you don't want to see them lose the way that they did, but I think the fact they were able to get this thing to 7 games twice says enough in itself. If they would have got swept off by the Cavs, then we were probably going to be having a different conversation. Our energy would be totally different. Even with them getting off to a 2-0 start, I think the fact they were able to push it to 7 games says, how great Cade was playing and how real this team was and how close they were to, getting to the ECF. So I was very impressed with what Cade did. Can't wait to see him play, again with a better roster around him, with a little bit more experience under his weight. Being 100% healthy, obviously playing with the circumstances that he did was not easy. But I think he's built for it, and I think this is going to make him that much better when it comes to next year.
Yeah, that might be the comment of the night. I love a good LeBron comp.
See, here you go.
Hey, you know what? I was finna cut him off. Like, what? LeBron ain't checking your best player.
I'm literally not allowed
I was
to.
smirking over here. I was trying to hide behind my mic so y'all
He's
could
sitting over there doing this.
With that, I'll come to Boss. Boss, what was your reaction?
I mean, they summed it up really, truly. The last game was really tough. I think the last game and some of the Magic games just really highlighted how we need more scoring around him. And it's just to be reminded of the injury that he had coming into this, because of course, I don't go on Twitter, but I go on Reddit, and that place can be just as toxic. But them calling like, don't ever compare Cade to Donovan Mitchell or Brunson again. It's like, well, neither of those guys were out for 6 weeks before the playoffs, and those guys have been consistently in the playoffs without chips too. So I don't want to compare Cade to them respectfully, but so it's just just again, he's doing it all out there, and I think he will get the help. And the fact that he is still so young, he was incredible. The turnovers were rough for sure.
Yeah,
I think that's what you need to work on the most. But Trajan also brought up, which I'm sure we'll get to too, the ball handling needs to be out there as well. There was basically at times 2 people on the court that I was like, you can bring it up, and that's it. So anybody else, even Ausar got better at it. JD got worse at it. I was like, so that stuff will help Cade for sure. But you can't be mad at him at all for what he did for his team. And again, to get to 7 games. And I know that the 2-0 start and then losing in 7 is it hurts, but also you got to consider that, the Cavs, not only do they have guys like James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, despite their flaws, they also have a lot of continuity. Like they have, Strus has been on the team forever. Merrill's been there for a few years. Allen and Mobley, they understand each other, and we definitely know each other, but we still got like a lot of new faces were on the court. Even like, Herter had more responsibilities brought in. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. And they have more playoff experience too. That always helps.
Exactly.
It was our second time this season. So I definitely agree there. I just want to give Cade credit. I don't have much to add. Just want to give him credit. I feel like the playoffs, of course, but I feel like this whole season, he kind of gave everything he had. Like he really poured everything he had into this season for this team to try to do something special. I thought he was a very good leader this season. But as far as the playoffs, we saw visibly that bulging pad from inside his jersey, protecting those ribs.
Yeah.
The thing for me is that he never complained. He just tried to play through it. It had to be frustrating, man, to build your body up like that over the course of the season, just to get to this point of the playoffs, to be in peak condition and time for it, and then to have your body compromised like that at the worst time, like on a freak accident play. So I just want to give him credit for just trying to play through that and trying to lead this team. Because what I don't want to happen is his lack of complaining becomes a negative because people just think he just didn't play well. You know what I mean? So I don't want that to turn into that, because it was opportunities for him to say, yeah, well, I'm not 100%. I ain't got my win back, or I'm still feeling uncomfortable. Like, it could have been anything he could have used, but he never even mentioned it like it wasn't even an issue. So for that, I want to give him more credit than anything. That's the sign of a leader, is not making excuses, not complaining. Just, when things are going well, he gets the credit. When it's not, he gets criticism. So he's just taking all of it. And I think he did a really good job of just managing all that this season.
I also think for me, I think I don't want to say the flop, but like the underachieving and like the failure of teams like the Celtics and the Nuggets, like, kind of help put Cade and the Pistons in a better light as well. Sorry, I know boss, earmuffs.
No, I don't disagree.
Like, I think the Pistons, again, they were in a position where people were going to put them in that exact same situation, but Cade elevated his game when their back was against the wall. I mean, prior to that Game 7 situation, Cade, I think, was averaging around 30, and he was 4-0 in do-or-die games. So his game was elevating, when the team needed him most. And the Cavs did a lot of adjusting to get the ball out of his hands. Both teams, actually, Orlando and Cleveland, pressed him full court basically every single game. And even going through situations where he's guarding James Harden, and if you sneeze on his elbow, he was getting a foul call on him. So, granted, I didn't like a lot of the crying, but I think some of it was justified if you watch the film. But it just shows the kind of leader that Cade Cunningham is. Even vocally, when we talked to him after the game in the pressers, when we asked him about Jalen Duren struggling, asked him about Duncan, not having his best games, he did such a good job of uplifting his guys and pushing that confidence in them that, hey, we're gonna keep coming to you. We know you're not having your best right now, but we can keep coming to you. We believe in you. That's what a true leader is supposed to do. We've seen other leaders of other teams do the complete opposite. Right. So it was really cool to see Cade, show his maturity, in these do or die situations.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the biggest things too for me is after it all happened, especially the way it happened at LCA, I didn't see Cade not once put his head down. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a sense of, I gave it everything that I had.
Right.
We fell short. I know what we are. I know what we're going to be when we return. I know what this feels like. That's what I saw from Cade. That's what I heard in his responses. And that's big time. He could have been like LeBron and walked off and took his jersey off and pouted and left the court before shaking somebody's hand.
Had to even the odds. Had to even the odds.
That's the only reason you want to talk.
With the quickness, too. He had to scratch that itch for sure.
The mature young man that he is, he did.
All right, man. Now you're going too far with it. Go ahead. Oh, man. Guys, did y'all notice a different level of like seriousness from him this year? Like, I don't recall seeing him really smiling or grinning at all during the playoffs. He just seemed, even during like post game and pre-game interview, he just seems just more locked in. He just seems more serious.
Even during the regular season before the injury, it was like, you will see this look on his face. It's like a seriousness to him. Okay. I like it.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Yeah, for sure.
You want to see fire.
Yeah, 100%. All right, y'all. We can keep pushing. Somebody said the Cleveland win last night. They did not. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later too.
Yeah, it don't matter anyway. Annoying. The finals is about to come on right now at 8:30. This is the finals between the Spurs and OKC.
For sure. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that for sure.
But by the way, real quick, I'll let you know, De'Aaron Fox is not playing tonight again.
Wow, the Spurs feeling. They feel confident.
The Avalanche are also in the playoffs, so go Avs. That's the only Colorado.
It's hard for me because
hockey.
I was so confused. We got beef with the Avalanche. Red Wings do. You know what I'm saying? I remember all them fights back in the day. Matt.
Yeah, is that still a beef?
I don't know if it is now.
Avalanche is one of the most hated teams for sure. So I'm like, I like it as a Pistons fan. I like it.
Okay. I ain't mad. All right, guys, let's keep pushing. Let's go to this next soundbite from Trajan. He was asked about the impact of Uncle T. Tobias Harris over me these past few years. Let's check that out.
Tobias has been great. He played some of his best basketball, but his approach, his professionalism has been huge in terms of us establishing the environment that we have in the past 2 years. There's not a day he doesn't come to work. There's not a day that he doesn't do extra work. Pre-practice, post-practice. He's obviously in the community, one of the finalists for the Community Award for the league. We're very proud of what he does for this organization, for this city. It's hard to put in words what he has done for this organization, for our young players. They call him Hunk for a reason. He comes in, he leads in a variety of ways that nobody will ever see or ever feel, but our guys do, and we appreciate everything he brought. We hope that we can bring him back to keep that Pistons uniform.
So, I'm coming to you first, bro. What do you think? What do you think of just the overall impact of Tobias Harris as far as his contract, being here 2 years on and off the court? Just talk about his impact that you think he had this season on these guys and last season, and then also if you think the Pistons will re-sign him. Just your gut feeling going into next year.
Yeah, I do see him coming back. Trajan did say he wanted to have him back at the end of the comment about him. Mm-hmm. And he answered a lot of questions. Do I think he was the the perfect or the best option in terms of adding a stretch forward? Not necessarily, but based on the circumstances, based on the money that they had, based on the needs that they had, and based on the stretch forwards that we had seen, like the Bojans, or I don't even want to call Marvin Bagley a stretch forward, but I'm talking about the forwards that they played with before Tobias got here. He answered a lot of questions to show what this team need, and I thought he was spectacular with what he did. I think last year, he played his best defensive year of his career, and I think in this postseason, we saw some of the best playoff basketball we've seen of his career. And he was asked to do a lot more than expected. This team was really struggling offensively a lot. And for a guy that's known for, disappearing in the playoffs, he didn't do that at all. Grant, he wasn't great the last couple games in Cleveland or against Cleveland, but I think in other spots in the majority of the postseason, the playoffs, he did everything this team needed to do. I think his three-pointer got better. They did a good job of getting him in mismatches against guards in the post. Mm-hmm. Still a little, shaky in terms of transition scoring, which I'm hoping the Pistons find a way to address. But again, the professionalism, him being able to, step in and be that veteran presence that this team needed to, help aid them in key moments and in preparation of long regular seasons and postseason situations as well. You saw his impact, and you heard it from the guys as well. They rave about him. They rave about, his maturity, his impact here. And it was cool to see Tobias, show how great he can still be even at his age. So shout out to Tobias Harris.
Fact, that's a great point too. The last few games, we gotta keep in mind too, he was asked to be number 2 for most of the playoffs, right? Sure. Because JD didn't do what we thought he was supposed to do, or whatever. But aside from those last 2 games, I thought he was really, really good throughout the playoffs. And Boss, you can kind of touch on this later, but we don't get to the second round without him. So with that, I'm gonna just hand it over to you, Boss. What are your thoughts on what Trajan had to say about Tobias?
Yeah, it's basically, again, it kind of sums it up. Tobias is so tricky because he was somebody that even at deadline, we all kind of talked about, like, if there was a package that he would be involved in. But I'm just so grateful that we had him, for the playoffs. And we don't get to Game 7 without him. Game 7, either round, without Tobias Harris, and it is a bummer that in the games he played fantastically in the games that he didn't have his best games. Nobody else was able to step up to carry him. That was, tough. And he's just a vet. I think he is, like Eric said too, just professionalism, just the way he carries himself. I really love him as our vet. I'm curious. I would love him to stay. I don't know if we can afford him at the same contract that we gave him. I don't know anything about the contracts either, so I just should not talk about money. But money aside, I think he's a great vet for these guys. He just shows that, just to give effort on both ends. There are great defensive stretches. He was involved in, he had stocks in multiple games. And, he just gets a reputation for being a bad defender, which he is targeted, but it's not for lack of effort. That's for sure. Yep. So I agree with what Trajan said. It's tough. I think Michael brought it up too earlier. I don't know if you threw it up here already, but he said, at the last year's press conference, they said they want to retain Schroeder, THJ, Beasley, guys like those. Beasley's a different story, but yeah, the GM's not going to just tell you, like, oh no, we're going to move on from him. Like, he's not going to do that. Right. But I would love if we can figure out a way for Tobias to stay for sure.
Yeah. Kane, what you think, bro?
All right, so 2 tales to the story for me. First tale, as a fan, I love Tobias. I love everything he's about. I love what he represents. I love what he does for the Pistons locker room. I appreciate the performance that he gave us in the playoffs. But when I look at it as an analyst, it's a little different. I don't think we'll be able to pay him. I'm not sure if he wants to play a backup role because he cannot start again for the Detroit Pistons. And here's why. For as much as he did offensively in the playoffs for us, once Cleveland figured out, hey, maybe we should start trying to actually defend this dude and throw Evan Mobley at him, it was tough for him to score. And the thing is, with Tobias, is not a guy that can move his feet and play defense. So I saw a lot of when Evan Mobley went at him, I'm gonna just foul this dude. That can't be We're going against twin tower teams in the Eastern Conference. It's time for us to go and get another tower to go with Jalen Duren to help him rebound and help him play defense. Tobias is not that. There's a possibility that we can find somebody who can score some points and play defense. I know we always talk about guys like Trey Murphy and things like that, right? But you got to think about the size of these front courts that we're facing, because we struggled against Wendell Carter Jr. and Banchero, and then we turn around and play Mobley and Allen. We got to be ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's no slight to Tobias Harris, but if you're not willing to come off the bench, or if you're not willing to take some type of home discount, I just don't think he's going to return, because he has suitors already. So I don't know if we're going to be able to pay him, especially have to pay Duren and possibly some of the changes we decide to make on the team. I don't know if it's going to be enough money there.
Yeah. So, real quick, I'll come back to you, boss. I just want to respond to King. Me and King have been big proponents of a two-big lineup for a couple years now. So I'm not surprised to hear you say that. I will start with the positive. I thought he was really good this season on off the court, like you guys mentioned. Just being consistent and steady. And showing these guys, what it means to be professional on and off the court. That's great. But I feel like, King, if the Pistons want to get to where they're trying to get to, then I feel like, they need to get more athletic at that 4 spot. The Pistons, they need as many two-way guys in their starting group as possible across the board, but in their starting group, I think as possible. King, you mentioned the perimeter defense. The Pistons want to get out run. They want to turn you over. They want to get stops. They want to get out in transition. And, I feel like Tobias tries to do that, but he's best in the half court. So the Pistons, they don't want to live there. The game isn't always going to be up and down the entire game, but you got to get out and run as much as you can. So that just doesn't fit his style, even though he tries to do it. He's tried to change his game. He played defense, so he tried, right? But don't pop a tire, bro. Don't bobble that pass, all that kind of stuff, right? He was trying to do it. It just doesn't fit his style as a starter, like King was saying. So the same way I felt like Duncan Robinson was better in the bench, roll off the bench for the same reasons. I feel the same would apply to Tobias if he were to return, just because of the defensive, and athletic limitations. And because, once again, how the Pistons want to play with tempo, defense to offense. I think they'd be better suited off the bench if they're going to stay here. So I agree. Any follow up on that, boss?
Oh, no, I mean, I agree with that too. I just do think it's a little bit different, because there is a business aspect, but there is a human aspect to it. I think you can't, there has to be a little bit of a gray area, because I think that the way that Tobias was treated in Philly is completely different to how he's treated here.
For sure.
I think I think the culture is going to feed into some decisions for these guys. I really do. The way that we were, able to create such a great team culture, I think that has a huge impact on decisions as well. I don't know. I'm not getting offered crazy amounts of money. But I do think that that'll be a decision. I think it has influence over negotiation.
Yeah, I'd love to have him. I mean, he made two. It was 2 year, $52 million, so $26 a year. I'd love to have him back on a discount. And when I say discount, I mean it respectfully. Because we still need to have enough cap to go get other guys. So yeah, if he's willing to do that, 100%. If he's dug in here, got kind of build a foundation here, cool, I'm with it. But if not, I think the conversation gets a little difficult. So we'll see. Any follow up on that, guys? Y'all good?
No.
Okay. Bet it up. Bad boys for life. You know what it is. Let's keep pushing, man. Let's go to Daniss Jenkins. He was asked about Daniss Jenkins. And he basically just said that he saw a lot of growth over the past year, considering that Daniss hadn't really played much at the NBA level, basically being a rookie this season. And he said he's confident that he's going to have a big summer and be a better player next year. So I'll come to you first, boss. What was your thoughts this season on Daniss Jenkins' kind of emergence, and what role do you see he may be able to have next season?
Yeah, I mean, this. I mean, Daniss, I loved him in summer league. I was so excited. I wanted him to thrive in the NBA, and I'm really glad that we are the ones that got to sign him first. I think he made incredible strides. He's fantastic. I think my favorite stat, even in the postseason, is just how he just kept his turnovers so low. He either had like 0 or 1, which was just huge when you've got, Cade out here breaking records for turnovers. So as a rookie, I commend him for that, as a guy that's basically brand new. Because we saw, guys like Con Knipple really fall apart towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like VJ Edgecombe really step it up in the postseason. So I think Daniss is more VJ level, which I just saw they just released the teams, the first and second teams for rookies. VJ made first team. But yeah, I do think I love Daniss, and I like Trajan's comments on him too. I do think that, especially maybe with a little bit more security. And now that he is in the NBA, he can have approached the offseason a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't think he ever had the mindset. He always worked as hard and pushed hard. His mindset like B-ball Paul that I see too. But I think he can do more. And we do have him, it's a team option, right? For one more year?
Yep.
Okay.
For this coming season.
Oh, I hope we take it. I think I did like him at the 2. I really liked him next to Cade in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that we can experiment with more, because I do think that he can be starter level in this league, but you're not going to start over Cade Cunningham as point guard. So I think just finding the right place for him, but we still have plenty of time to develop him into our culture as well, even more. Yeah. He's one of my favorite players. My mom's favorite player. She doesn't own anything Pistons except the Jenkins shirt now.
Is that the first? Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. That's hilarious. Shout out to moms. Mama boss for sure. Yeah, I agree. I'll come to you next, E. What were your thoughts this season on what Trajan said in this season with Daniss?
Yeah, I think everybody was proud to see him, rise the way that they did. I think the Pistons have done a great job, utilizing their G League system. Utilizing their development talent and, seeing them thrive. I think we've seen a lot of them play a lot, but we clearly see what Daniss has been able to, I don't even say overachieve. I just say he's surpassed a lot of expectations and hope that we saw. I also think it's a big credit to Cade Cunningham. I think playing next to him allows you to just be a different kind of person. When he's getting double teamed with the shiftiness and the speed that Daniss has, he was able to attack downhill a lot. He got really comfortable with his mid-range shot, knocked down some big corner threes, in multiple games, and really came on strong after being a little slow in the first series. I think he did much better in the second. And it was really encouraging to see. I think we still see a lot of guys biting off a little more than they should be chewing. We just talked about it with Tobias playing 30-plus minutes, Duncan playing 30-plus minutes, and then Daniss kind of the same role. I think realistically, if assuming the roster gets better this offseason, these are guys that are still maybe coming off the bench and maybe just coming down to a conducive role. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's, I'm sure Daniss wouldn't mind, but I think it's, encouraging to see that when needed to do more, even when Cade was out, Daniss stepped up and played fantastic as their go-to playmaker, as a scorer, as a facilitator. I just think it shows how dangerous he can be and how productive he can be. So it was really encouraging to see him step up and add so much value to this Pistons team over this run.
Facts. King, holla at me, Doc.
Yeah, Daniss is so here's the thing. Daniss is a great rotational player. The thing that Daniss needs to work on is consistency this summer. Finding ways to be more consistent, knocking down those shots. Like I said, you see teams, they sag off a little bit. He's open. He knocks those shots down. Fine. I want to see him attack the basket a little bit more. In the playoffs, I felt like there was opportunities there. And I kind of felt like it was just like pass the ball back to Cade at moments. And I want to see a little bit more aggression in the playoffs next time around if he's still on the Pistons team. But like I said, Daniss is a great story, man. He's a great story. Everybody wants to see someone have success, especially when they have to get it out the mud like that. But when it comes to this roster, and if we do improve this roster, I don't know, man. I just don't know, because if we go out and get another backup point guard, where does he fit? You know what I'm saying? Or is he going to play shooting guard? Or how is this going to work? It depends, because if Trajan is saying himself that we need to go find another ball handler, that tells me you're not confident in what we have already as far as our guards. So guys like him, guys like Daniss, guys like Sasser, for what it was worth when they had the opportunities in the playoffs, Hey, man, listen, this is their first go around. They got thrown into the fire. You can't really ask for more than that. But being realistic, if we're going to improve this roster, those guys, they're going to be good rotational pieces for the Pistons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just start by saying this. I'm happy for him. Y'all know our guy Jeremy Hart. His player development coach. Shout out to Coach Hart for sure. It's just nice to see the growth, in him in such a short period of time. It's been nice to witness it. Going undrafted from St. John's, 2-way deal, right, and then to eventually starting alongside Cade in the backcourt in the playoffs. Haven't seen that before in the NBA. Hasn't happened before. So I just want to, give him credit for the work those guys that they put in. Boss, we're saying we've been following him since summer league, so it's just dope to see that progression and the emergence. And now he's going to have that full off season that King was kind of referring to, is like where it was kind of like where's the chemistry was kind of lacking with Cade. It's like, okay, it's not there for me. Outlet back to Cade. I think this off season could really be beneficial for them because a lot of what they did this year was on the fly. It's just kind of trying to learn on the fly. Daniss been up and down. Summer league and then not summer league, but G League and then back up and no consistency at all. So a lot of what they did, I think, kind of exceeded what they actually should have done together, having not played together against teams that were good defensive teams, especially the Magic. So I think it can work. I'm confident we're going to see a much better Daniss Jenkins next season, though. I think that's going to help him tremendously, and I do think that he and Cade are going to be very busy this offseason. Just spending time and talking and learning each other the same way JD and Cade always do when they get together in the offseason. I think Daniss may join the chat on that as far as just getting acclimated because I think they could, as constructed for sure, roster constructed for sure. I think he's next to Cade next season. I don't know if, is it point guard, shooting guard? Like, for me, it's kind of like Halliburton and Nembhard. Like, who's really the point guard? Who's the shooting guard? They just both two equally good guards who can kind of handle and, and shoot and score. I think they could be that in a sense. So, we don't know, right? But I think that's something that could work out. But I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks next year, given the full offseason. So, anything else on that, y'all?
No.
Y'all Gucci?
Nope.
I think you got it covered.
Yeah, real quick, though, guys, in case you missed at the beginning, because I see your comments, I see your questions. If they're about who we should draft, who we should trade for, moves like that, I'm just starring them. We're going to get to them after we talk about the Trajan interview. So they're not going unnoticed.
We got y'all. Y'all for sure.
Oh, dudes, we do have a couple of super chats.
Okay, let's get to those real quick. Let's see. We got William McGregor says, King, my man. Deuce, good to see you all. What up? What up, though, Will? Appreciate you, my dog. Who else we got here? We got William coming back around. Appreciate that, my dog. Man, where you work at, bro? Can I get a dog? It says, thank you guys for being making it rain. Thank you guys for being the voice of reason. You guys are the voice of Detroit sports in our houses. Appreciate that. We don't listen to the ticket boy. Any words, cheers, guys. Shots fired. Sheesh. Listen, we appreciate that for sure. I ain't gonna get into that, but we appreciate the support for sure, Will. Let's keep pushing, y'all. Let's keep pushing. Boss, if there's any comments with our names on it, I'm gonna try to get those too, if they're like kind of directed toward anybody. So I'm gonna check for those as well, but we'll keep pushing for now.
Except Ricky. Don't put Ricky up there. Leave him out.
Put Ricky
he
up there?
don't need to be up here.
Leave
Ricky out. We don't need Ricky up here at all. He cool.
Ricky
Leave him on the show.
He's gonna find something in here.
Well, okay,
I mean, that's my hobby.
So you want me to go back through it because they're just about
No. I'm just saying, like, if you see anything else that pops up with, like, for
no, not Ricky. I'm just saying, like, I have a question for Dudes. I have a question for King, but it's about draft and trade.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, yeah,
we'll wait. We'll just wait.
That's
I
what
got
I'm
you.
saying.
I see what you're saying. Okay. All right. Bet it up. See, that's what we got, boss here. She keep everything in check, in line. All right. Let's keep pushing, man. Let's talk JD. Let's talk JD a little bit. So Trajan was I can't even get it out. Come on, y'all. Trajan was asked about his thoughts on JD's season and the playoff run as a whole. So let's go ahead and check that out, and we'll come back and talk about that.
First of all, JD had a fantastic season. All-star, one of the biggest contributors to us being the number one seed. Darn near 20 points and 10 rebounds per game. An incredible leap from last year to this year because of the work that he put in. And I have no doubt that we'll help him put a plan together and he'll attack it this summer just like he did last summer. And he'll come back a better player from his experience during the regular season, but also in the postseason, just like all of our guys will. So we look forward to coming together with his representation, getting a deal done, and for him to continue to be a Piston.
Before we go any forward, I just gotta say you probably already know where I'm going with this.
Why? Why are y'all doing this? Why? Stop. Leave me alone. We're not doing this,
Make sure
bro.
you're still awake over there. That's all.
Oh my God. If I see another Michael Jackson glove on my timeline, I'm gonna fight somebody, man.
By
R.I.P.
the way-
Mike. Sorry we doing this to you, Mike.
Bro,
Keep
by the way,
going.
that movie was ridiculous. No whole other conversation. But yeah, crazy movie, good movie. Who's up? I'll come to you first. E, since you kind of already on 10 about that.
No. Let Kid go first. Let Kid go. Come on, Kid. Yeah, I've been hearing about you, dog. Go ahead.
Look, man. Yeah, okay. All right. Look, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro.
Of course.
Jalen Duren had a good season. Regular season, like I said before, nobody cares, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The playoffs, he got exposed. The reason why he got exposed in the playoffs is because of how limited he is with certain things. Now, the things that you got away with in the season, dribbling, crossing people over, people ain't playing that in the playoffs. Like I said, you're going against Twin Towers out there. Everything is locked tight. All of the dribbling just turned to turnovers. Not only have I said that, every podcast, every media outlet have said the same thing.
We talked about it. Yep.
So it's growth. I get it. He's 22. There's a lot of 22-year-old stars in this league. I don't really do the age thing too often, especially as center when your job is to bring energy, try to block shots. Your job is simple. You're not a point guard. You know what I'm saying? You use your body. You try to block shots. You try to create. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit different for center. So I don't really give him the age thing. JD just got to be better, bro. You finna ask for money. Your agent is finna ask for money. You just got to be better. I need a better performance than what I've seen in the playoffs. That's just flat out, man. The regular season is fun. You know, it's fun with the prediction and all everything else. But in the postseason, nobody cared what you did in that season. Nobody cared about your all-star performance. Nobody cared about any of that. They played you like you were a backup center. Mm-hmm. That is, if that doesn't motivate you to come back and try to break fingers in this league, I don't know what will, man. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the building. I love his channel. What up, Brooklyn? Dog, funniest man on YouTube. What up, though?
Tobias, hey, bro. Let me know if you want to come on, my dog. Yeah.
Can we get some glasses for Cade State of Mind? Let me see if I got some shades, bro. I love this dude, bro. Hell yeah.
Let me show the Yankees over.
Yeah, come on with it.
I knew I couldn't pass that one up.
His sound bites be crazy. Come on, man. That's too easy.
That's too easy.
My dog,
seriously, man, he just got to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you finna demand some money. If you want to be the considered the number 2 guy next to Cade, you want to have that Kobe and Shaq type of camaraderie. Yep. We need more out of you. We just need you to be there, man, because guys like Paul Reed, the 3rd string center, cannot come in the game and outperform you, dude. Mm-hmm. And he's undersized. You're the strongest dude in the building. I need more. I demand a lot from centers because that's my favorite position. That's what I played in high school. Man, I just need more.
I ain't mad. No, I think everything you said is inbound, bro. I think it's just honest. For me, guys, like as far as the playoffs, I'm kind of actually glad it played out the way it did, if I'm being honest. Because you guys know, like in the playoffs, man, and Ken, you touched on it, but like defenses take away the thing you're best at. And so for JD, you know, that was the lob threat with Cade. It just wasn't there. It took it away. In the regular season, it was there. But you're not seeing the same team every single game. You're not playing the same team 4 to 7 times. So when you go on team to team, they're not hyper-focused on who you are or dissecting your game or your weaknesses. But in the playoffs, like y'all mentioned, whole different ball game. You have to be able to counter that. When they make adjustments, you got to be able to counter that. I think JD just didn't have enough counters to the adjustments they were trying to make. So, like, he's got to get in the lab. He got to get to work, right? But I think he's right where he's supposed to be. You don't see too many 22-year-old players getting max extensions of the rookie deal. So it's just like he's ahead of where he's supposed to be. It's just he ascended so quickly from where he was, the bar changed. So when he regressed a little bit, it's like, uh-oh. But I think he's, in actuality, with perspective, right where he's supposed to be at 22 as an all-star young big man. So I'm not tripping, to be honest. This is part of his growing pains. So what are y'all thoughts on that? Boss, E, what y'all think?
I mean, yeah, I agree. I'm a little bit surprised at what he did in the playoffs. The people in our show, in our chat, know that I've been very, very tough on JD throughout this season. I called out for lack of defense early on. Said he should have been a 2015 guy. It took him a while to get there. Eventually did. And just completely collapsed. I'm a little bit. If Trajan believes that this is the real reason, or maybe it's just GM talk that defense was the reason that JD didn't play well. To me, it wasn't even aggressive, and he's turning the ball over, and it can't just be defense at the rim. That can't be it. So, because we saw when he was aggressive, we saw, like you said, 20-second glimpses against Evan Mobley and things like that, and Wendell. I think it can't be just defense. So that to me it's probably just GM talk. He's probably not going to say, yeah, he just didn't show effort, So yeah. But yeah, JD is definitely someone I'm not. I want as a Piston. I do think there's a little bit of the youth thing still. I agree with you, Deuce, that it played out the right way, because I feel like if we did move on and he did snap out of it, yes, that would be good. But you just can't. He eliminated. You questioned. We talked about it on the show. You questioned why we were trying things like Sasser. It's because we had no two. We had our second scoring option was gone, eliminated. Yep. So we had to try all these other things. And if Tobias wasn't it, we had to try Sass. We had to try these guys, and those guys did great in what they were asked to do. But you hope that he's not a playoff collapser, and it was a lot. But I mean, the biggest thing for me is that half the time he just looked so confused. The look on his face was just
Duren headlights.
It was so weird. So, but I do have faith in him, and I think he bounces back. And him and Cade have great chemistry. It's kind of like Murray and Jokic. Denver, considering trading Murray, I think would be silly because of the chemistry, and that's kind of how I feel about Cade and JD. I think that they can only get better in that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's just where I'm at. I agree with everything you guys said too. It was a tough watch, and it was a frustrating watch. I was very frustrated, but he does have a lot to work on. I think he can work on a little bit better defense. Obviously, I mean, he had some nice pull-ups, which would be great, and then just staying aggressive and being able to create your own shot if they take away the lob. I don't want that to be the reason you're not scoring. It's because you can't get dunks.
Right.
So,
yeah. Any follow-up on that?
She hit it on the nose. I just want to say you hit it on the nose.
I've been giving no excuses
because I've been on his defense for years. Since he's been here. His effort on defense, you're so athletic, bro. You should be blocking you should be Dwight Howard out there. But it's effort.
It was for me, and I don't think Eric's talked on him yet, but for me, it was just more why are we're excited about Stu, and I love Stu, but we literally were just now we get defense. It's okay, but we should have that with our starting big as well. Right. But no, a lot of people pushed back on me. Even Deuce and I think one of our first fights on live was just you were rebounds is defense. I'm talking about something other than rebounds. Talking about not even getting a shot up. Taking away the opportunity to rebound. Anyways.
It's not aggressive.
Yeah, and that was one of the most frustrating parts. I mean, great. I can understand why, especially in the Orlando series where they had, a lot of size and they had a lot of versatility in their front court that could make it tough for him. But it got to a point where everything was getting affected. Him having, 7 rebounds a game. We were getting killed on the offensive glass by Cleveland and Orlando in both series. Some of those things are just unexcusable from him. And Deuce, you took my point about the counters in his game. You good, because it's glaring and obvious, and it needs to be drawn, because when you're looking at the young players, when you're looking at the young foundation, and it's something I love about Cade so much, they talk a lot about this in his draft profile. He has counters to his scoring. He don't always have to just go over the shoulder. He's not always trying to drive downhill. He can do multiple different things. And for Jalen Duren, he tried to go with the exact same bag every single time. He never played with his back to the basket, and he never really tried to do anything different outside of just blowing past his defender with dribbles. And that's not going to be effective or working, especially in the playoff set. Your biggest strength, I say this all the time, his biggest strength is his power and his size. And when you're trying to play a finesse face-up game, you take that away. And we saw him even playing downhill. He wasn't even dunking that often or trying to. He's sitting up there going up with left-handed, floaters and layups and stuff, and like that's not what we need to see from you. Like you need to be baby Dwight or baby Shaq. Even if you miss a dunk, I don't care. One of the biggest things that he did in the second half of the year was if he wasn't even making his shots, he was getting fouls on his defenders. Why y'all got your hands up? Was the police here? What we doing here?
What have you done? King just set me off.
Oh, you got you. I got you. I got you.
Keep going.
It frustrated me to see him, just play this and live by this finesse style. And it even took his free throw attempts down as well when he was playing so great at the rim with veracity. So that has to change immediately. Again, this regression couldn't have come at a worse time. Yes, he is young. He has time to grow. But it is still pretty frustrating to see what his result was in terms of a consistency standpoint for these playoffs.
That's facts. Get in there, King.
If I see one more comment talking about he's 22, I'm going to lose it, bro.
Elaborate.
Shout out to the super chat. There's multiple centers I can sit here and name to you that came in the league young and that had effort. Duren's problem was not a skill problem. It's not like you're saying he has no post moves. That's not what we're talking about. This is effort. You walk into the NBA with effort if you're that type of player. With him, it's an effort thing. I don't need you to be 25 years old to go and rebound the basketball. That has nothing to do with age whatsoever. His effort was not there. Stop, call a spade and stop making excuses, man. This guy's effort needed to be there. The reason why Tobias Harris struggled those last couple of games is because he was non-existent. Because it makes it easier to defend Tobias Harris if you're not getting nothing from Jalen Duren, bro. So, like I said, he has to be there. You're a all-star. Nobody was talking about, oh, he's 22. He's an all-star. So I don't want to hear nothing about no 22 years old. I need you to run. Nothing is telling. Okay, being 22 years old has nothing for you hand checking people at center. That's why you got all of those little cheap fouls that you got.
True.
That has nothing to do with your age. So stop it.
So let me ask you this. Do you think, because we talked about, him not having a bag yet and not having the counters yet, and that's probably due to him being young and haven't figured that part out yet, right? But the mental aspect of it, though, being 22, only 22 years old, what if that is what he's referring to as far as he needs to mentally just kind of grow up a little bit? No, I agree.
This ain't his first playoffs.
I agree. It's his first time at this
last
level
year against the Knicks.
Do you think maybe some of this kind of he was feeling himself a little bit? Like, okay, I'm here now.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. He thought it was gonna be easy. He thought it was gonna be easy last year.
That's what I
You see what I'm saying? You going up against Cat last year. Cat is Cat. You know what I'm saying? We know what Catty is. So that's Cat. But you going up against men out there now. You know what I'm saying? And I need you to man up. And like I say, if you having trouble, I get it. If you're struggling, you got Allen out there, you got Mobley out there. Those guys, they're towers. They're defensive-minded players. If you can't score, I'm fine with that. But I shouldn't have to tell you to run harder down the basketball court, to set a better screen, to go after the rebound instead of sitting there looking. I got guys like Tobias Harris. I got Ausar running in, compensating for you because you just standing around. I got even Daniss Jenkins and Sasser in there trying to grab rebound because you can't grab rebounds. There's no excuse for me that you can put Paul Reed in, who's not even really a great rebounder, coming in grabbing more boards than you in half the minutes. That's a problem.
Fair.
There was
That's
one game.
effort.
There was one game where we counted. I counted how many Pistons had more rebounds than Jalen Duren.
8. Yeah. It was against the Magic, right?
You got 3 centers and 8. 8 people had more rebounds than you did.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
That was the Cavs. Okay.
So, yeah, like King, I agree. I just think maybe that's what they're talking about. It's just the growing up part of it. Because the effort part, you're right. That goes into the mental. But maybe that's what they mean when they say he's just 22. And to be fair, everybody progresses differently. Everybody grows and matures differently. So if that's the case, he does need to grow up a little bit. I'm not saying it is, but if that's what they're talking about, I agree in that aspect of it. The bag, not so much. All that stuff, it's just the effort. Like I was saying, I'm on the same boat as y'all. I was saying like during the Cavs series, like, bro, you should still average a double-double just off your effort.
All right.
You should still have 3 or 4 field goal attempts just off of offensive rebounds. Like you should still get to the free throw line 8 to 10 times, right? So just off of that, I was saying double-double at least, just off of that. So I agree. But the 22-year-old part, if my city means the mental part, then I agree. He's got to mature a little bit for sure. So we'll see. But I think you guys' points were all taken. So we'll leave it there, guys, on JD, man. Let's go now to the next soundbite from. Okay, this one's talking about Ausar. Trajan was asked about Ausar's progression plan. I just hear exasperation. I can't even get it out. I already know who it is.
Me?
Who, me? Listen, he was asked about his progression plan going forward. And Trajan basically said that, I'm paraphrasing, but he said he put a lot of time into his offensive game last summer, and he will do the same thing this summer. And he said, you're not going to have to worry about Ausar putting in the work. So if that is music to anybody's ears, I know it's the guy who's right below me in Vinny. So I'll start with you, bro. What did you think of what Trajan had to say, and kind of how you feeling about Ausar going into this offseason?
Your turn.
Y'all gonna hate me. I don't care. Whatever. Listen.
Come on.
Not y'all, the chat. I don't care. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Listen. Cool, Trajan. Yes, he's gonna put in a lot of work. He's dedicated to elevating his craft. Nobody questions that. I love that. I got more discouraged hearing what Kenny Atkinson said than encouraged, because it to me shows how you can take him away so easily, unfortunately, on both sides of the ball. Because now all of a sudden we heard Kenny Atkinson say our offensive game plan adjusting was just to go away from Ausar Thompson. So while he is a good off-ball scorer, if he's not off-ball defender, if he's not guarding on ball and you have Donovan Mitchell playing downhill, which we saw a lot of him match up against Tobias Harris, they hunted out Duncan Robinson, and even if he wasn't scoring, we saw a lot of driving from Donovan Mitchell, dishing off to Jared Allen, who had a huge Game 7, and just getting easy dunks at the rim. He killed them in Game 7 just because JD stepped up, left him open for an easy opportunity, and it completely removed the value of Ausar Thompson. So again, y'all killed me all season. Oh, he plays defense, Eric. He's perfect at defense. As long as he does that. Okay, so when you go away from him and other people are attacking other people, then what is his value? You have to think about these things. I think he's a great player, but when people complain about things like he has to play 30 plus minutes, he has to be a max guy, does he? For what we know him to be right now, and again, that's not to say that he can't get better. I believe he's going to improve. I believe he's going to put the work in. But when you see good teams who can script on how to neutralize him, you see what the impact is. And we saw that in Game 7. We saw that Lord knows how many times where Cade would bring the ball up, dribble for 7 seconds, give the ball to Ausar to get a break, and Ausar would give the ball right back to Cade Cunningham. Yeah. Or be wide open. We would see Cade crash downhill, kick to Ausar in the corner, and either Ausar would not shoot or he would brick it off the window from the corner. Yeah. So again, y'all killed me all season about Ausar Thompson. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people did. I think people need to be more realistic about who this dude is. He's a fantastic defender, but he can be countered and neutralized in a lot of different ways. We need to see a lot of growth from him. So many people are calling him untouchable. Don't even think about putting him in discussion. I'm not trying to hear none of that. And I'm not saying you should be looking to trade him, but I'm going to see more objectivity around his game, because if it was so easy for the Cavs to go away from him and still put up 120 points, that tells a story in itself. Let's start being honest about that, please.
Sheesh. Sheesh. All right. I got a fan over there. Somebody got a fan.
Just saying, bro. I had to deal with this all year, bro. Every time I bring his name up and say that Pistons offense plays different when he's on the floor. Oh, but the rating is better when he's on the floor. You think the Cavs cared about that when he was there in the postseason? They didn't give a damn about none of that. Start being honest about his game, y'all. I'm tired of hearing about all this caping for him.
So on that note, we got a special guest. Got our dog.
Let's go. What up, Brooks?
What up?
What up, though?
Yo. What's good?
Welcome to the show,
man. I had to put a weird ass background up real quick, man. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what? I had to put it together. I had to come show some love real quick, man. I'm finna work out. I'm editing too at the same time, but I want to show y'all a lot of love because y'all show me love. You can hear me good, right?
Oh, yeah.
We got you,
bro.
All right, good, yeah. Man, yeah, Detroit, man, one hell of a city, bro.
Appreciate that, my dog.
And I'm a, talk to me.
Go ahead.
I'm going to keep it 100, man, from New York, right?
Yeah.
born and raised, and since I've been doing this, the amount of love I see other cities show is just different. New Yorkers, we not like that. We don't like each other. We don't show no love.
We don't.
We different, bro.
We know.
And the fact, and me, my type of personality is like, there's only a couple of teams I hate, and that's just Boston and those teams in Pittsburgh. Yeah. But everybody else, I fucks with for real. So I want to appreciate y'all, man, for real.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? You be showing love consistently. You know what I'm saying? Hey, real quick, what was your thought on that game last night, bro? Cleveland, New York. I know you a Nets fan, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
how was that for you?
Yeah. I mean, yo, it feels good for the city because we don't win nothing in New York. So the fact I take it, bro, like at die heart from the heart, I'm a Knicks fan, bro. I love the Knicks. You feel me?
Okay.
Because it's the Mecca. Yeah. But I'm from Brooklyn. I go hard for Brooklyn, man. Like I've been dying for Brooklyn to get a team for years, man. Yeah. Born and raised before it got gentrified, before the way it looks now. Like I've been in the Brooklyn's a war zone. I've been in it. So when the Nets came to Brooklyn, I was like, yeah, we lit.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah, I can imagine.
The Knicks is good, man. Yeah.
They looking good right now. Bro.
Okay, we got.
He said the Knicks was good, and they ain't like that. The Knicks
what? Hey, Boston Johns on the road with that Knicks. Nobody in that household like the Knicks, bro. Nobody.
We got Michael Vick over there. She chill. You can't get me caught up in here. I got a couple of warrants, man.
Set, bro. Hold on. Go on mute real quick, bro.
Bro, talk to me.
I got a story, bro. I got a story for you, bro, because I know you the OG of the smooth operator drop for Cade.
Facts.
I remember him talking about it. I remember him hearing that and watching it in the highlight. Yeah. We did an event with Cade after Christmas because they were playing it a lot. It was right after, I think, the Hawks game where he had like 30 plus. He had an up and under. He was like 4 guys in a row. And we asked him about that. Like, yo, man, how you feel about that smooth operator drop? He's like, it's cool, man, but they just play it too damn much. So they stopped playing that after a little while. We didn't make no effort. We didn't tell him nothing. But after he said that, it started coming down. But I remember you being the first one to bring that up. You was mad as hell when he started playing that over here.
Hey, yo, he was so mad watching the show. He was watching one back, and he was like, hey, that's my drum. He was trying to be mad. He was like, that's my drum.
I was pissed, but it's love, too, at the same time. You see what they do in the stadium? They do overplay it. Not every basket, bro. You gotta know. You see when I use like the Cade State of Mind and certain shit, it gotta be the right moment, and they overkilled it.
Facts, they do.
Yeah, because I know that you don't bring out the Cade State of Mind every time because it ain't always necessary.
That shit is so funny. That shit is funny every time.
It gotta be like a winning moment. It gotta be the fourth quarter. It gotta be clutch. It gotta be something to change, a game changer.
Yeah. Anything y'all want to ask him for? I ain't gonna take up too much of his time. Anything you want to ask him before you get out of here?
None. I just want to say, keep doing your thing, man. I watch every single video. I be dying, even when you do football, man. It's hilarious, man.
Yeah, man. Football is my number one sport. There, that's where that's where I started. So like that's where like the views and everything went together there. Like that's my starting point. When I do basketball and baseball, it's just an extension of me loving sports. That's all it is.
So Jets or Giants?
Nah, baby. We Chiefs all day. We Chiefs.
Word?
Yeah, y'all didn't know that. I knew that.
Why?
Y'all didn't know that? How you
I didn't know that. I did not know that, bro. Why did you?
I need the background on that.
Yeah, and then I need to know your thoughts on Rashee Rice and what he just been through. All
right, I got y'all. So background, New York is so sectioned off. So it's really the Jersey Giants, bro. And New Jersey is the shore. Like Jersey is big. Like I was never like a Giants fan because we really don't have a New York team, bro, to be honest. So I've never been a fan of the Giants or the Jets. Obviously they stink for a long time, but I've never been a fan. The reason why I've been always rolling with the Chiefs because I'm a big Tony Gonzalez and the Priest Holmes fan.
Yeah.
That's like kind of my era, like the early.
I love Priest Holmes.
Yeah, the early 2000s. I've never. If I was going to be a New York fan of anything, it would make sense to me be a Buffalo fan because they're a New York team.
That's my dog.
I've never been a Giants or Jets fan. And Sarah, that's your name. That's how you say it, right?
Yes, yeah.
Man, Rasheed can't stay off the weed, bro.
I was waiting on that.
This shit, it pissed me off. The fact I knew it was over. The fact that he was on a high speed chase running, and he leaves the scene. That tells you what type of dude he is, right there.
Yes.
I don't understand how we don't let him go. But when Kareem Hunt, I'm not promoting violence, but when Kareem Hunt kicked the girl, remember the elevator, and he got released. If we would have still had Kareem Hunt, man, it would have been crazy. But you got to discipline everybody. If Kareem goes,
agreed.
Everybody got to go, dog. Like what?
That's a fact. No, that's true.
So you guys got no wide receiver one right now.
Huh?
Your team has no wide receiver one.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, she real. Hey, Boss is real slick with it, bro. You gotta watch it.
I just want you to know, Brooklyn. I live in Denver, so
that's
I'm not a Broncos. I'm Lions, but we got plenty of cheesesteaks out here because of that division.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you know I got beef with Denver. Y'all know that. You know. If you know, you know, man.
Man.
We be all right. We got Worthy. We got the young boys. We're gonna be all right, man. Remember,
go ahead.
We won a Super Bowl without a number one. Just think about that.
That's facts.
Think about that.
That's true.
Coaching is everything.
Coaching is everything for sure, bro. Yeah, King is the football. Like he's a football.
Oh, he the guru.
Yeah, I'm the Lions guy.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this:
Yo,
what are we getting? What are we getting in Pacheco? What are we getting?
That's the wrong man to ask.
Because we didn't lost Demo, you know what I'm saying? We lost Knuckles. Man.
He ain't Demo.
Obviously, y'all know Demo's a better back.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a better running back.
Yeah.
Pacheco, he's gonna run hard. You're gonna get a running back that's gonna play, but
he trying, y'all. He trying.
Yeah, I'm trying. The talent wise, yeah, I don't think it's gonna
more
happen.
like a goal line red zone type of dude.
Not even, bro. Not even. He's gonna be a dude to come in and just give that boy a breather. That boy gives a breather. Yeah, that's all it is, to give him a break. That 1-2 punch with Demo you had was just different. You can't make that. That's hard to
It was perfect,
they went away, gave up on Demo. That broke my heart.
Facts.
He about to go crazy with the Texans too.
Okay, that's a perfect spot for him.
This was a good show, man. Come on, man.
All right. Bro,
I'm keeping it 100, bro. Yeah.
Before we let you go, where can everybody find you? Everybody in our community. Make sure y'all drop some fire emojis for our dog Brooklyn in the chat, man, for sure.
I'm not even looking at the chat. Yeah, I think I got it.
Chat going crazy. Chat going crazy.
They love you over here, man.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate everybody. Yes, sir.
Where can we find you?
Man, come on, you already know YouTube, the only place to be. Listen, I'm not I don't know how everybody do it, but I gotta focus on one channel. I can see you get big on YouTube, you get big on Instagram, you get big here and there. I give a hats off to the people that can make content and post on every single platform. Yeah. It takes a lot, bro.
Yes.
Yo, I'm gonna send you a message, man. It ain't as hard as you think. It's a little secret. I'm gonna send you a message about that. You ain't got to do none of the
I was
work.
gonna say, yeah.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you're talking about. I got something like that. Okay. But the point is, I'm just
mentally. You saying?
Yeah, mentally. Yeah, mentally.
Yeah, I get that.
Because
listen, you killing it. You killing it on YouTube, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all you seem like you really need right now. So,
YouTube is
giveaways and everything. You know,
right? You saved me from having to watch Flight, man. I'd rather watch
Flight crazy.
No shade, but yeah.
Man. A lot of people on here that don't really watch sports. You could just tell, people just when you popular, when you control the algorithm, no matter who you are, and you've been dominant for years. You could put anything out and you'd be good. I know somebody right now, there's people we see too because we do it. I work twice as harder, triple times as harder, but it'd be that one person that could drop one video a week and he'd be all right. It's all algorithm, it's all popularity. So, but y'all just keep working, man. That's what I did. I make 2,000 videos a year. Like I just keep.
Yeesh.
If you look how much videos I made, I almost got 7,000 videos made. You just got to keep.
That's more than me, and I've been on here for 10 years.
Yeah, Chad, he got like 140K, I think, on YouTube, right?
Almost. Yeah, you just YouTube is where you want it at. That's focus on straight YouTube, because when you win on YouTube, you're gonna win on everything.
That's a fact.
It should be your number one platform because you're gonna make the most money off of YouTube.
You know what he's talking about. Trust me. We appreciate you, my dog, for giving us a little bit of time.
Love,
we probably
bro.
gonna make some crazy videos after tonight's game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got locked in. Any more questions? I got 2 minutes, bro. What up?
2 more minutes.
Here,
What y'all got?
What y'all got? Talk to me.
Y'all got anything else? Go ahead,
Lions season, man. What you think the Lions gonna do this year? How many wins?
Football.
Football. Based off y'all schedule, man, I feel like y'all gonna have the divisional smash. I feel like y'all probably split the Bears. I think y'all sweep the Packers. I sweep Minnesota because Minnesota can't figure it out yet with the quarterback situations. As long as I beat Minnesota and beat Green Bay, the Bears, I know y'all don't want to say it, but look, they
I mean, they off to a good start. That's all I
they
can
off
say.
to a
Ain't
good
beat us
start.
yet, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Been over there, get it
fan bases was good. I remember I was in Dallas the season that passed, right?
Yeah.
Yo, the Bears pulled up with like 30 buses, bro. I'm
Sheesh.
like,
you talking about like the Cavs just did us, right?
yeah.
Crazy.
I ain't never seen no shit like that. I'm like,
Crazy.
who pulls up? I'm like, what?
So
Like-
lost, bro. Man.
But y'all-
Dan Gilbert
Wait,
from here.
I have one
Yep.
basketball question
Yeah, talk to me.
to help lead us in. Do you want to retain Michael Porter Jr. on the Nets?
Mm.
And if so, and if not, why?
Nah, let him go, man.
She's a Nuggets fan too, so
Yeah, I can see. I can see. Like, we can get him out of here, man.
But not to Detroit.
Tell us why.
Nah.
Yeah,
No.
tell us why.
Because he's been in Brooklyn long enough where they got him turned. They got him turned down. He over there cursing and saying the N-word and all that. I'm like, yo, wait. I'm like, hold up. You been here for a year. This dude cursing and he hanging out at the Barclays and he on the streams. I'm like, boy, you're not like that. Stop. Come on, man. Stop. You too light and you too bright. So we gotta get him out of Brooklyn. Yeah. He was never like that in Denver. I thought he was a church
we
boy,
hate him
bro.
in Denver.
Okay, good. So we go.
He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know who he is. He
You
doesn't have
see,
an
you, see
identity.
what I'm you see how we on the same page?
Yeah, that's
You
crazy.
see what I'm talking about?
But no, we asking because like it was a lot of people like because Cade need help. You know what I'm saying as far as offensive end and stuff like that. Everybody's like MPJ. I'm like,
Nah.
Nobody, thank you.
No.
Okay, guys,
No.
you won't listen to me. Listen to
Yeah. She from there. She watch every
Thank
single
you.
game.
Nah.
We've been telling them.
Who y'all need to get, and y'all just got to make it happen. Same thing with the Lions. Y'all got to go out and make shit happen. Man, y'all got to get D-Book from the Suns, bro.
He cost too much, bro. He cost too much. He
And
he's
about
a
to
playoff
make
dropper.
70 mil, bro. Like that's gonna cost everybody.
You're gonna have to get rid of half of the team just to hold them.
Yeah.
What y'all
my
got?
God.
Who could y'all give up? Like, he makes. Oh yeah, he is. Wait, what's his deal? He just
Like
re-signed a
2
Supermax,
years.
right?
Just signed
Yeah,
an
2 years,
extension.
something crazy. Yeah.
It's gonna pay him like 70 million in the last year or two. Like
That'd
Cade
be
at
more
like
than
50.
Cade.
Yeah, that's
That's a
ridiculous. He
fact.
ain't
That's
better
right.
than
You're right,
Cade.
you're right.
So it's like,
And he can't even stay on the court.
like basketball wise, I feel you though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I
That's
think
what-
he- that's perfect, honestly, basketball wise. But yeah, that contract, bro.
Well, we need that type though. We need a bona fide
Yeah.
scorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all do. Y'all need a bona fide scorer. What y'all need to do in football, y'all think? Because
Man,
I got the
football-
offense.
Play. Be available.
Yeah.
Injuries,
True.
man. You know what I'm saying? Last 2 seasons, injuries. I mean,
Yeah.
I ain't giving them no excuse against that debacle against San Francisco. But after that, injuries.
Man, that
man.
was a Super Bowl right there.
Still not over it. Still not over it, bro.
I'm not. Yeah, as a fan of football, I was like, yo, they watching. Yo, they about to go to Super Bowl. I done went downstairs. I forgot what I did, bro. I went. White girls over there, you know, how she was like, sorry, Sarah, sorry. where I live at. She was
Hey,
like,
Sarah low key got the card, bro. She good.
Oh, she got the car. Okay,
You know what
so
I'm
you
saying?
understand.
Yeah.
She got a
Boss
key.
know. Boss know.
What the white girls be putting pressure on your boy. So I went downstairs and she was like, yeah, I got the tuna casserole. So I was like, oh,
God.
even though I was like, yeah, I don't like it, but I'm gonna eat it. I come back upstairs. I was like, oh, what's the score?
Hey,
I was like, how are they losing?
Thank you for including that
y'all
story
in the
before you
comments,
explain
bro.
how you
This is
found
the
out
type
what
y'all gotta go subscribe to his channel, bro.
Please,
This is what we're
please.
talking about.
Yes.
I'm just
we all
being honest, bro.
y'all got your back, dog. We appreciate you, man. Everybody make sure y'all go subscribe to our
Love,
dog,
bro.
man. Great content.
Always love, man.
You're gonna have another popping video tonight in a few hours after this game. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah, I gotta lock in. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Go do your thing, bro.
All right,
appreciate you, my
yo.
dog.
I appreciate y'all. Yo, Eric, yo, King, Sarah, Deuce.
Go.
Yeah, ready.
Holla at you, man.
All right, man. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. We had to have a little fun, man. I shot him the link. I was like, hey, come on, bro. He was like, all right, bet. And then it just, he was hilarious, bro.
Tuna casserole. He said, I don't like it, but I'm gonna eat
it.
I had my chest puffed up. He took all the steam out of me. I was finna rebuttal against Eric.
Oh, no.
I forgot I went on a whole tangent. Damn, I forgot.
We got to wrap back in.
Like I said.
We back to originally scheduled programming. It's on you,
man.
King, ain't it?
Yeah.
Talking about Ausar. So we talking about
All right,
so
no.
we were talking about Ausar
I can't
Thompson.
believe I'm doing this. Me defending Ausar?
You gonna do it? All right, let me hear something.
All right, so listen. Everything that Eric said has some validity to it. But from a coaching standpoint is where I have a problem. They don't design nothing for Ausar offensively to try to free him up to do anything.
That's true.
You know he's limited offensively. And then I look at the top of the food chain. You know that you're limited. It's easy to take Ausar out the game when you ain't got nothing else to worry about. That's the Pistons roster. If you put Ausar on one of these the roster, one of these two rosters I'm watching right now, he's otherworldly. But on the Pistons, he's very limited.
Right.
So our roster and what we do, and then like I said, what we do offensively it's putrid to me. But what we do offensively, it doesn't favor a player like him at all. It leaves him, you bring the ball up the court, and then it leaves you standing around on the court. You're not cutting on backdoor screens, trying to catch alley-oops. You don't have play designs coming around. Y'all remember the days of Rip Hamilton and Tayshaun being in that offense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that type of, we don't have that type of, right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have that type of stuff. It's just, it's pass Cade the ball, see if he can get to the basket. If not, then we got Duncan Robinson running around like crazy. I don't even know. It don't even look designed half the time. He's just running around. So it's like, I look at the coaching, you know what I'm saying? And even on the defensive side of the basketball, we're limited. You know what I'm saying? You're going up against towers like that. It was so easy for Donovan to just come down and draw the defense and then just pop that thing to Allen or Mobley. You know what I'm saying? And that's
or
what
Merrill
Cade
in the corner.
Right. And that's what Cade should be doing. But Cade don't have a Merrill. He don't have a Strus. You know what I'm saying? He don't have a Harden.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And I think once we get this roster corrected, Ausar's effect takes hold a whole lot better.
I think that's a fair point for sure. It's all about who you have around you for sure. For me, anybody else want to get in there first?
Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, you can get in there
Yeah,
first, boss.
I
Get in there.
mean, I'm trying to just regroup myself. Just
Casserole got to you.
Tuna casserole.
it was so funny. I just man, I didn't know who he was until because I don't watch people or anything, and then Deuce introduced me to him a few weeks ago. So at least I had a concept, but he had me laughing, just trying to get back into like the zone. Ausar. But basically, just about what Trajan said. I mean, he said that he had restrictions last season that he doesn't think he has at all this summer. He's excited about him. The way that Trajan talked about him is that we're definitely retaining Ausar, and I think we should. I liked that he was, being more aggressive offensively towards the end of the season, kind of fell off a little bit in the playoffs. but he was shooting threes. I think that it's refreshing to at least see that two went in, one counted, one didn't.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he is pulling up in the paint too. I just would like to see him get more. I just want to see him get more aggressive and comfortable in that area. Some people, I think, at the beginning of the season, Deuce, you said this too, that maybe Ausar limits his drives because he understands how weak he is at the free throw line. So he, wants to make sure that even if it results in a foul, he doesn't want to harm the team there. So I think we saw him try certain stuff. We saw him try a completely different shooting motion at the beginning of the season, and I don't think it works. I think him and Amen both have more of a flat drive shot, and I think that they need to focus more on that than trying to bring the arch. Just do what makes you comfortable and figure out how to get the ball in the basket. So I think they also help them understand what's working and what's not working. And I think by the aggressiveness that Trajan was describing this upcoming summer, I think that's what he means, is that he's going to develop more offensively. And look, he led the playoffs in stocks ahead of Wemby. And I know Wemby missed one game, but ahead of Wemby, and the steals were unreal. It really upsets me that he came in third behind Chet, because then you watch Chet go up against Wemby and you're just like, this man has no defense. He just has height. And you see Ausar, being able to read those positions. He became a much better help defender. I'm excited. I agree that he needs to be more aggressive on offense, he has to give us at least 12 points if he's going to, be a starter. And if we bring in, another person to help score, his defense is fantastic, but if he can't bring us 10 to 12 points a game minimum, that just is going to be such a huge help. He just I think he was, I don't know what his average was, but it felt like he was more like around the 8-point range for most of the season.
Yeah. I think like this won't solve, you guys' points were taken. This won't solve the issue, but I think just getting more two-way players in that starting group, just getting more defense in that starting group will help him too. Like in the last couple of games, the Pistons were just playing the half court all game. They couldn't get anything in transition. They couldn't get stops for nothing. They were trading baskets all game, trying to outscore the other team because the defense wasn't there. I think if they upgrade the 2 and the 4 spot defensively, that happens a lot less, and they're running a lot more. It was just too often for me in that starting group. And I love Dunk. I love what he brought. Tobias, same thing. But it was too often they were just scoring too easily. They were just scoring too easily. And now we're stuck in the half court. And now we got to deal with this issue with this hire because he's not good in the half court at all, right? So I just think just getting him some easier baskets, just getting out in transition a little bit more by way of just having better defenders along with him. It's crazy what he's doing in this group, despite not having top-tier defenders across, or just above-average defenders across the board in that starting group. He still was getting 3 stocks a game, 4 stocks a game. So imagine if he has another defender, guys who could stay in front. Imagine what he could do defensively then. And I think that'll help his offense for sure, just getting out, because, boss, you said it all the time, his defense fuels his offense, right? So that makes it easier for him to get aggressive offensively when he gets off to a good start defensively. So I think just upgrading that defensive starting group in itself will help us out with his offense just in ways of being able to just get easy buckets. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, it just also shows what the value can be. Great. I think he's the best. I think he's the best all-around defender in basketball. I think he is good at protecting the rim and helping as well. But when you're known mainly as a perimeter defender, there are more ways to take that person away. Like, it's different being Wemby, who I don't think is great, like, in terms of his like perimeter defense, or he even struggles sometimes in the post, but the value of being that rim deterrent has so much value in terms of compared to like who your number one perimeter defender is, because you can go away from that person. You can't avoid a 7'6" alien that's sitting there waiting for you. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. And like, I don't know. It was just frustrating to see. Like, yes, they need to do a little bit better job of scripting and making plays for him. But if I'm a coach, and I'm not saying this is what JB was seeing, but this is what I was seeing. If I'm a coach and I'm seeing you get the ball, you don't even look at the rim when you get it. You're not even looking to try to attack at the rim. I don't care if you're scared to get to the free throw line, bro. There's been resources put on this team to help you get better at that. So the fact that he wasn't even trying to like even look at the rim and be aggressive, and he's a guy that has the tools to do so. His handle, I think, got a lot better as the season went on. His athleticism is off the charts, like we always talk about. He has to find a way to get more involved, and I just don't like. We don't hear this with no other player. Cade is all NBA, but we all talk about his turnovers got to get better. When Ivy was here, we talked about his shooting and his defense had to get better. We've been picking JD apart all year about his defense, his offense. everything. Everybody else got to work on what they're not good at except one person. That don't sound crazy to y'all in the chat? I've never heard that from nobody else. As long as he plays defense, he's fine. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No, this team is too limited offensively. Everybody has to pick their weight up. And that's not an insult. That's just NBA basketball.
It is what it is. No,
and to add to that, Eric, he's too athletic to not be cutting to the basket and trying to be aggressive, bro.
Exactly.
I say it all the time. You're the most athletic alien I've seen on the court. You should be dunking on somebody, bro. Like, this dude is too athletic. If you just go to the rim and try to dunk on somebody, either they're going to foul you or you're going to make a poster out of somebody.
Right.
Yes.
Just try. Don't just like you said, you just pass the ball back to Cade. That's not working. And it's not just him. It's the whole team, bro.
Agreed.
Everybody does that. And the only person that don't do that is Tobias. And like I said, Tobias was easy to defend simply because they had the length. Ausar shouldn't even have to be worried about those bigs down there if we had a legit 4. Mm-hmm. We don't have a legit 4. We still got Tobias trying to play 4.
Right.
And it's like it benefits us offensively, but defensively, it's a nightmare.
Right.
Yep.
So we just got it. Our roster just has to get better, bro. It's got to improve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when you can't play out in transition, you see how limited they can be. He's great when he's create those pick sixes. Those are great. But when he doesn't have that, you see what the limitations are. And that can't continue if they want to get to a championship.
Yep.
Especially with the personnel that King just talked about. Right. Not having the creativity and the guys on either end to really help him because he needs it right now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, regardless of how much he improves this offseason, it still needs to be changes outside of that to really supplement and help him, I think.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree, guys. Great points on that, man, for sure. I'm loving the honesty. Let's keep it pushing. We got a few more guys, and we'll go to some trade deadline stuff and trade talk stuff. Isaiah Stewart. Trajan was asked about Isaiah Stewart and if he was hurt during the playoffs. A lot of speculation, a lot of rumors and things saying that he was hurt, he was dealing with an injury. But let's just listen to what Trajan had to say about that.
Stu was not hurt. He had a suspension going into All-Star. Didn't play for 7 or 8 games. Came back, played for 4 or 5, and then he had the injury to his calf, which kind of set him out for a few weeks. You got to be very cautious with it, and so you almost have to shut him down as well. I don't think he was at the height of his conditioning, but he came in and gave us what he could at that time as well, but he was healthy.
So there you have it. Despite what we heard, from other people, Stu was indeed not hurt during the playoffs. It's unfortunate timing for him. These past 2 years, when it comes to the playoffs, he just hasn't been able to stay on the court. The leg injuries and things like that in game 1 last year, and then obviously this year, I think game 3 against the Magic. So I think if he was healthy in both of those playoff runs, we advance in both of those series, personally. But, if we're able to find another playmaker, scorer next season to go with him, I think Stu's physicality along with JD up front could make a formidable defensive unit. And I've been on that for the last King. We've been talking about that for a while now. But let me come to y'all first, man. What would you guys like to see regarding Stu and how he's used next season based on what you guys saw with, with his injuries and his performance? I'll come to you first, E. Or King. Whoever wants to go first. Get in there.
You want to go? I'll go.
Go ahead, King.
Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
I don't give a damn what Trajan just said, man. Stu's injured. My eyes are not playing games with me. He just could not explode. Stu didn't block a damn shot in the playoffs, man. He couldn't jump, bro. And I don't care what, like I said, he went from damn near neck and neck with Ausar being one of the top defensive players in the league to not being able to do much or nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's just... So anyway, besides the politics, what I would like to see from Stu, play him the right way, bro. You know what I'm saying? Him coming off the bench as just the backup center guy for the Pistons, bro. It's like, okay, I don't understand why we don't put him in with the Duren, especially since Stu showed in the playoffs specifically that he can stretch the floor. Mm-hmm. Again, I look past the players. I look to the coaching. You as the coach, even with the Ausar thing, as coach, you got to pull Ausar to the sideline. If it was Stan Van Gundy, he wouldn't have a problem telling Ausar about himself. Shoot the damn ball, Ausar. That's what he would have said. You're the coach. You can't just sit there. And, like I said, you can't sit there and argue with refs all day. You got to coach this squad, man. And Stu sitting down. Stu sitting down is not helping us. Bringing him here and there is not helping us. I tell you what, if Stu couldn't explode, I think you probably want to have him stretch the court a little bit more. Then, if he can't go down there and be effective in the paint, then maybe you want to run pick and pop with him because you can't do it with Duren. So, and I'm talking about, and it's not. I'm not just saying that just to say it, because I mean literally, I sat and watched Isaiah Stewart stand at the 3-point line with nobody within 5 feet of him and pass the ball to Cade. That is coaching. Somebody has to say something on that bench over there. We need you to shoot the ball, Stu. You're wide open. You're shooting good in the playoffs. Shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Like you have to. It's the orchestration with this team, bro. You know, I feel like these players are not being put in the greatest positions. Even though we're limited, I just feel like we're not being put in the greatest positions out there. I've seen so much better coaches just watching the playoffs, bro. Like I was one of the people that said, like, with Cleveland, we got our ass whooped as a coaching staff. Period, bro. They had better X's and O's than you did. So you have to take advantage of what they give you, and we didn't do that. And then when it comes to Isaiah Stewart, we didn't do that. Instead, do you know the effect of him and Jalen Duren together against Allen and Mobley? It's just totally different, bro. It's totally different because now you got somebody who will rebound the ball. Now you got somebody who at least will try to block a shot down there. Tobias Harris is just going to foul you. He's not help side defense. He's not going to do any. He didn't do that when he was there the first time in 2016. What makes you think he's going to do it now?
Right. 10 years later. Right. We've been on that for a couple years, bro. Too big. We didn't see it once, I don't think, in the playoffs this year. Like, I don't think I saw JD and Stu on the court together at all in the playoffs.
2 7-footers, you out here with a bunch of 6'9", 6'8" dudes.
Yeah, 4 out, 1 in with Stu. I didn't get it. You know? I
then
didn't
you
get
went
it.
small with just Tobias. Oh, don't get me started on that.
We're gonna hold off on that. E, let me come to you. What are your thoughts?
I'm kind of conflicted on this, to be honest with you, because I think the front court situation just all together is confusing. You have Jalen Duren, who's your starting center, who JB said we don't want to give up on him, but at the same time, he's not playing good. You have Stu, who we want to see play more minutes, but he looks injured, and it's not the production is not there based on what we think is an injury to keep him on the court. And then you have B-Ball Paul, who should be on the court more, but he wasn't utilized properly, and I think we would all agree on that. Yep. And then even if you go to Tobias Harris, while I agree with you guys on the philosophy of the two big lineup, Tobias Harris was playing too good to put on the bench based on the situation that we saw. I understand the thought of what you're saying based on what the matchup was. First of all, we know JB is in love with Tobias. He's not going to bring him off the bench. He wants to play him as often as he can. Even though he wasn't as good in the Cavs series as he was against the Magic, I think based on what we saw from the Magic series and some of the offensive limitations that this team had, he was the only other consistent offensive scoring creator before Daniss started with the Pistons. It was just Cade and Tobias, really, that was going to get their own. So, again, I understand what you guys are saying in terms of the philosophy and the matchups of two bigs, which is crazy anyway, because we've been seeing the NBA go from small ball. Now it's maybe looking like it's going back to two bigs. But, yeah, but based on just where the things were kind of swaying with the Pistons and how good Tobias was playing, it would have looked a little weird. Again, based on possibly Stu being hurt too as well, it would have looked a little weird or maybe have been different to maybe play him in that situation over Tobias, who has been giving you a lot of life in the postseason. So again, I get what y'all are saying, but it is kind of it's not as easy to me as, you know, the X's and O's would say.
Let me throw this at you just to play devil's advocate, right? Everything you said was right. I don't disagree with a word of it. I just feel like the reason he played so well was because the Pistons were playing in the half court so much, where he's best. Like we just couldn't get stops. We just couldn't get, like, I don't want Tobias having to put up 20 points a game. That means my bench is not getting turnovers and scoring off of our defense. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. Like, I watched him in these playoffs like you guys did. His scoring was in the half court. It's because we couldn't get stops, and we needed to go to somebody to go get us a bucket because we just could not get stops. And on the other end, he's giving up an Allen dunk or a Mobley dunk or a Mobley foul. He's fouling Mobley, which slows our offense down again, and we're half court again, and Tobias bucket. Like, it just felt like it was a lot of it was because we were just stuck in the half court because we couldn't get stops. So that's my only pushback. Go ahead.
You know, I agree, and I think unfortunately that's kind of playoff basketball anyway. Playoff basketball is not a track meet. You can't go up and down the floor like you did in the regular season. That's why we saw like not so much Ron Holland. That's why we didn't see a lot of pick sixes from Ausar. We didn't see Cade flourish in transition like we normally do because that's condensed a lot in the playoffs. They're gonna make you grind it out in a half court set. So, again, I think Stu could have helped defensively if he was healthy. And, again, I'm not really sure if he was or wasn't. I was the one to take him at his word. He said he's on the court and he's cool, then I got to believe him. I can't, call him a liar or nothing like that. So, for me, that's just playoff basketball. They were in a tough position, but I think it goes to what we've been saying this whole time based on what their roster construction looks like for these kind of scenarios.
Right. That's fair. Okay. Good, boss. Any follow-up?
Yeah. And I agree with because we talked about this a lot too. I've said it's almost like if it wasn't for Tobias, I wouldn't mind the two big lineup, but Tobias has carried us offensively and helped us get there. And it's a huge load on, someone said it earlier, on Cade. If we have Duren, Ausar, and Stu in there with him, it's basically Cade and Duncan that have to score. And I think the reason too that we didn't go in that direction was because of JD failing to score. Mm-hmm. Because then because then it's like, okay, well, then we have JD at least at the rim for lobs. No, you don't. So you don't even have and JD is not doing well on defense either. So I think, again, I agree with what you said too about our defense turning our defense inspiring our offense because we're more transition team for sure. Mm-hmm. But I think it would be more if JD was doing something offensively. It'd be a little bit better because Stu could hit some threes, but he wasn't doing it either. So we really needed Tobias out there.
That's a good point. It was compounded. You're right. That's true.
Yeah. So maybe we would have seen that if we saw more from JD. But that was the hardest thing for me is just the fact that it took a long time for him to cut down JD's minutes to give B-ball Paul minutes. And I think that harmed us more. And Stu's role in the playoffs, I'm confused about. Even if he's not injured, I just wonder if it's a little bit mental because he also, runs a farm and takes pride in being a dad. And maybe the last thing he wants to do is tear his Achilles. Maybe he was watching when Dante DiVincenzo tore his. And I think that's one thing that held Aaron Gordon back from performing well for the Nuggets as well, knowing that he has that calf lingering. So, so maybe it was just a little more mental if they swear by it. Now it's three guys, him, JB, and Trajan have all said he's not injured. So maybe it is just a little bit more of a mental thing. But I don't know. But I Stu encapsulates Detroit basketball. So it's hard for me with him because I want to retain him. I really, really do. But he kind of went down from I make my decisions emotionally, but cannot trade him. It would mess with culture, all that. He kind of went down a tier from that because we need, this is when we need you.
I think Eric just found a spider in the corner.
Stephon Castle just put Hardenstein in a body bag.
Wow. Okay.
God. Sorry.
You guys are going to watch. I got to figure out.
But Boss, you're making some great points because like I said, you actually speaking to where I'm actually trying to land my plane. And it is the calf injury. When I seen it happen is why I said, okay, I know this man is not 100%, whatever they say. And it's the reason why he's playing cautiously like he is out there, because Stu is 100 miles an hour all the time. That's never not a thing with him. You know what I'm saying? So whatever they decide to say, we're not stupid. But
8 blocks in 17 minutes, I think, in game 3.
In a lot.
Crazy. That was crazy.
Come on, man.
So and then it's but where I'm trying to land my plane is this. It's the adjustments. You're correct. Tobias is a reason why we were in that series with the Cavs because of what he did with Orlando and everything. But when you see that start to falter, it's called adjustments. In the NBA and the playoffs, you have to play chess.
Yep.
So and that comes with playing and making moves on the fly that you characteristically wouldn't do during a regular season game. Mm-hmm. So if you have to match up what this team put out there on the floor, you got to match what they put out there on the floor.
Right.
And for what we was doing and the way that he was playing, it was screaming to us, we need another big out here to help Duren, bro, because we got to help him to help himself. And we didn't have that answer out there. I don't give a damn if you would have put Tobias at the 3 and let him check Strus or Sam Merrill. That's a better chance of him trying to check James Harden coming off the damn switch. So if you got to put Ausar at the 2, fine. He's out there defending Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
So whatever you got to do to match their energy, you have to make that adjustment. You have to. And it's just like
Paul Reed and JD.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's this thing with JD where he just, it's not only the fact that, I lost my voice stream after stream telling this man to call timeout. He would just sit there and just let it keep going.
Right.
It's like, bro, do something different. Bring in a different guy. This guy ain't got it tonight. Well, let him play. Let the other guy sit over here hungry. I'm tired of seeing snapshots of everybody celebrating and Ron Holland sitting over there on the bench like this.
I know.
Wait.
Bro.
Before
we gonna get to him, but I agree. Go ahead, boss.
I just want to talk. I think that just reiterates my point again, though, is because, but JD wasn't doing anything. Why do I don't think Stu being in would inspire JD to try harder when we just talked about it was an effort.
If Duren is out there with 2 bigs trying to play against 2 bigs,
that's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's a maybe.
No, but I want to hear your response to that though. King, go ahead.
What I'm saying, if Duren is out there with 2, you got 2 towers out there. If I go to this one's going to catch an alley-oop on my back over here. Why? Because Tobias Harris ain't stopping him from doing nothing. So it's like like you say, even with Paul Reed out there, that changes things. Now you got it's mano a mano out there. You know what I'm saying? Now the Pistons can respect. They can defensively. The defense that we were running out there is absolutely insane to me. First of all, we don't want to talk about the overcompensating that we was doing out there. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody is just, you got 10 Pistons in the paint trying to guard Evan Mobley or Jared Allen like they Shaquille O'Neal. That was driving me crazy. But the fact that we can't play straight up against them is what annoys me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is we run around like a bunch of chickens with our head cut off because this guy can't stay in front of this guy can't deal with this guy. It's like it's overcompensating everywhere. And that's where the Cavs took advantage of, especially in game 7. We couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And that, like I said, for Duren being 22, mentally, for him to try to figure that out by himself on the court without his coach making adjustments, coach.
That's hard. That's tough.
And now I'm starting to believe all these Cleveland fans and what they said about you.
I don't know if I can go that far.
I mean, I do agree.
Go ahead, boss.
I like that you use the age for that one. For that. Anything else, you're like, no, he's 22. He should be able to play basketball, but mentally.
Yeah, the mental part. Yeah, there. Go ahead, boss.
That's what you get. But I will say, we got like a 7-minute stretch of B-Ball Paul and Jalen Duren out there, and it was bad. Nothing happened. Nothing changed. I'm not disagreeing with the 2 big. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I just don't think the whole big situation was confusing to me in general. I think B-Ball Paul should have had more minutes substantially earlier games, but I don't think that Stu being out there would have inspired Duren to do much.
I just know when I see them play together, JD looks a lot better.
I think you just take away our
both sides. A lot more comfortable knowing he got somebody on his backside. You know what I'm saying? Paul,
he was just playing bad with anybody out there. He was just bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's been established.
I can go up and down the list on this team about who was bad.
Yeah. So, all right. Speaking of B-Ball Paul, let's go to him next. Coach was asked about B-Ball Paul, about his impressive playoff performance this year. He said he was a consummate pro. Didn't matter the situation. He always stayed ready. He's a much better player now than he was 2 years ago when the Pistons got him off waivers. And he said the Pistons are lucky to have him. So he had an incredible playoff run. We know that in both series. But there was a lot left to be desired as far as, at least for me, how much he played. But what about you guys? What would you guys' thoughts on B-Ball Paul's season and his ascension opportunity that was given to him in the playoffs? I'll come to you first, boss. What's up?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, boss. I'll come to you first.
I mean, I love B-Ball Paul. He's my favorite. I've loved him since we got him. I loved we had very short minutes last year but when he was out there, he went crazy. He is just someone who he's a microwave. Like he's our microwave in a different way. I'm wearing the microwave today, but I just didn't understand some of his minutes. I didn't understand some of the up and down minutes throughout the season and in the postseason too. He's incredible. He's probably number one on my do not trade list. I don't want him gone. And I want him to utilize more. And I think that's why it just added to the frustration of knowing how deep we were at the center position, why we just relied on someone playing bad so long. And of course we kept saying, like, we kept giving him chances, but when you start off slow, I want you out of the game immediately. B-Ball Paul and Stu, I was all for. The 2 big lineup would have been good because B-Ball Paul can play a 4 as well. I just love he brought the energy. He brought everything. He was just a big part for a lot of wins and just keeping us in games. I like that JB calls him, a guy that can come in and change the game for you, and he deserves that kind of praise, but also he can change it from the start. He can be impactful, and the way he plays like he's not tired. He gets his 1 turnover a game. That's what I allow him. It happens early, and then he's good. I love his 3 shot. He should have shot more threes when he was in. I love it. I know you don't like it, King, but it's so nice when it goes in. It's so satisfying.
Look, if it works, it works.
So satisfying. I know. Oh man, but B-Ball Paul is just incredible, and I just think he deserved to be. We caught on to the fact that we just didn't see him till the 4th quarter in an important game, and then we did see him earlier, but then his minutes were weird. There was one game where I think JD came in for him. It's the one where B-Ball Paul played like the entire 4th and the overtime. And JD came in for just like a rebound, and even I was just like not. Or he came in, and I thought he was checking in for B-Ball, and I was like, this is where we. It was just so bad, but I'm just amazed by what he does. The fact that he went out and got stronger in an off season where he knows that he was a 3rd string, and he went out and got better, and he's always just willing and ready. And I think he deserves more. And I think I don't know. I hope he's the one that I would be absolutely livid if we got rid of him. Livid.
Yeah. Well, thankfully he's here through next season. So.
Well, he is here unless they trade him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No way.
I know.
I see what you're saying, though. Yeah. I just want to make sure the chat knew that, like, he's not a free agent.
Oh, yeah.
This offseason, nothing like that. He's here.
Right.
But, okay. E, let me come to you next, bro, and then I'll come to you after the King. Go ahead, E.
And I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Go get the dog.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard not to love B-Ball Paul. We wanted to see more of him. I think he definitely could have been more active and helpful to stop a lot of bleeding that we saw in both series. Anytime he came in, it was an instant impact. And it was crazy how when Jalen Duren came back on the floor, the team took a dip immediately on both sides of the ball. Like, it's not like B-Ball just made an impact as an offensive player. He was doing great, with his rebounding, switching possessions, giving great rim protection, giving the Pistons everything that they needed, from that 2-way aspect. I think he fits more. I've seen a lot of Piston fans tweet and talk about the possibility of him starting. I think the unpredictability of his game is what makes him so valuable. And I think if you start him and make him, a full 30-minute player, it may make it a little easier for teams to adjust and game plan for him. So I like him coming off the bench. I think he does need to stay here. I think it just kind of goes to like not a jam, but just like the bit of the weirdness that they have with their rotation. Because he could have been playing a lot more minutes and maybe things could have shaped out different. But credit to him, and I'll credit JB Bickerstaff as well for keeping him prepared, for moments where he wasn't playing as consistent as we wanted to see. But anytime his number was called, he was ready to go and he did what he needed to do. So shout out to B-Ball Paul for being an embodiment of Detroit basketball this year.
That's a fact. And he didn't complain, bro.
No, not at all.
Not even just with his body language. He never complained. No baggage with that dude. Go ahead, King. Get in there, bro.
Shout out to the junkyard dog, man. You know what I'm saying? Him and, like I said, just as a professional, being ready. You know what I'm saying? Being ready. Yeah. Make sure he's mentally ready. Guys like him and Sasser, I give a lot of credit because Sasser was another guy that was just brung off the bench and he was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's professionalism. Excellent season from him. We know what he is. The entire league know what he is. Is he going to be here? I don't know, because if I'm asking for, if you're trading for the right player, if I'm asking for somebody from the other team, I won't be ball Paul, bro. I'm just being honest with you.
You think that's part of why we didn't see him at a bigger sample size? Possibly.
No,
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.
That's just JB, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because he did the
trying
same
to help him. We're trying to help him.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and this is where my point is, though. Again, coaching. B-ball Paul got to be out there a little bit more, bro. Even my granny would have been able to sit on the couch and say, "Hey, why ain't B-ball Paul playing these?" You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, man. You know, I keep saying it's the playoffs, but it's the truth. In the playoffs, if he's giving it to you, get the man out there on the basketball court. We don't. This is why this is truly a evaluation season, bro.
Yeah,
because it's like we left guys out there to just roast and see until they bubbled and popped. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you were really going for it, and I seen this type of rotation, then I would be concerned. But I think they kind of wanted to give these guys a trial by fire. You know what I'm saying, out there, and see what they really have in these dudes.
Yep.
The steps they can take, if they can adjust during the playoffs, get better. That's what I think what you've seen out there from Duren and those guys. But yeah, I just would have liked to seen a lot more B-ball Paul. I wish some of his supporting cast out there on the court, as far as those reserve guys, showed up for him. I mentioned before, y'all looked at me like I was crazy when I was talking about Green. Green didn't even play.
Let's get to that. Yeah. That leads us in. That leads us.
I feel like Green, during the season with him and Green on the court, Green, Ron Holland was your spark plug on the court. You know what I'm saying, during the season. And we didn't get to see that combo out there. It was just like, I'm gonna play one of y'all, then I'm gonna play the other one of y'all, and then the other one. We didn't see what got us here.
Exactly what I said, bro. I wanted to go down swinging. What got us here, bro.
That's what got us here. Your team was not. We weren't good offensively all year. What got your team to 60 wins was defense, energy. These energy guys coming in when your starters play like crap. We seen that multiple times. We seen Daniss step up. We seen all of this stuff, and then we went away from it.
Regardless of who was inserted, changes made, we weren't gonna outscore anybody in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was gonna have to be out hustling them defensively. I'm glad you said that. Let's go to Ron Holland, because Trajan was asked about him too. And when it came to Ron, he was asked what's the next step for Ron to have a bigger role going into the next year. He said Ron took a step forward. He's still 20 years old. Not many fifth picks in the draft are playing playoff basketball, but we got some right now playing playoff basketball who are some high picks, being honest. He said a lot of guys get a chance to play big minutes consistently to succeed or fail because of the team's lack of current success when they're drafted. He said losing his rotational spot in the playoffs will light a fire under him, and he sees him being better and not allowing that to happen again. So before I let you guys go, King, about a month ago, we was on here last, you mentioned it. You and I were debating on who should get those minutes, right, off the bench between that wing spot between Ron and Javonte. You were saying you want to see Ron get Javonte's minutes. You stated why. I respected it. It made sense. And I said I wanted to see Ron get some minutes, but that I was going to keep rolling with Javonte for the reasons that I said, spacing and experience and all that stuff, right? I don't think either of us thought that neither of them will be playing.
Neither, bro.
Right? Which I don't think we wanted that at all, right? Especially in the second round. So when it comes to Ron, I'll start you first, King. When it comes to Ron, what do you think he needs to do to guarantee that he's a fixture in the rotation in the regular season and in the playoffs next year?
Continue to build his confidence shooting the basketball. I think he's already almost there as somebody that can attack the basket.
Yeah.
He creates a lot of problems in transition already.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to work on shooting the basketball, being a little bit more confident, where it's not even a question if you shoot that thing.
Right.
But the mental aspect of the game is where I want to see him improve. Some teams took advantage of him sometimes out there mentally, especially on defense. You got to be a little bit smarter in situations. It's a learning curve from him. He's 20, right? Yeah. This is where you use the age, right? But I just want to see him, continue to improve and hone his skills, man. Be who you are. Be aggressive. Ron is aggressive. This is what I'm talking about with guys who walk in the door with a mentality. He's a guy who walked in the door with a mentality, bro. Yep. And this is only going to light the fire. I got to agree with Trajan on that. It's only going to light the fire even more for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he plays every game like he's the underdog. And if you do that, I promise you're going to have a nice and long career in this league. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to fight and you're going to do whatever it takes for you to get better. So I expect Ron to be a much more better player if he's on the roster next year, because he's a young player. You know how this goes with trades. But if he's on the roster, I expect him to take another step forward. Just continue to work on that jumper, man, and get better. Okay.
I think that's fair. E, what you got, bro?
Yeah, King's 100% right. I think I want to see more of Ron's expansion offensively. I love the confidence. Like, it's never a question of where he's, scared of making mistakes. I mean, we only really saw that in the playoffs this year when he got in with the Cavs, when he finally got in and we saw him passing up shots because he was cold from sitting for an entire series, which I still don't really understand at all. You could have played him in the Magic series. You definitely could have played him more against the Cavs. I thought it was really weird that he was a complete, I'm not going to say non-factor because he wasn't getting an opportunity. I was kind of with King on that, because I didn't think Javonte Green was playing good enough to get the minutes he was playing over Ron. I think Ron has been one of the most consistent defenders for this team all season long. Yeah, Wu played 82 games, but I don't think he was a better defender than Ron at any point of the year. So I think Ron, if he's able to work on, I just want to see some more guys expand on creating their own looks. I don't want to see Cade having to set up everybody. So yes, he can definitely help being a catch and shoot opportunity or catch and shoot look for Cade in the corner, because he got a lot of those opportunities. But I want to see him get his own as well. I want to see him in the half court a little bit more confident with his handle, taking some looks from mid range, get to the free throw line. The Pistons need more guys like that. And I think he can be one of those swing players that changes how Trajan goes about what he wants to do in terms of roster construction. So if he's able to take that jump, I think that's a huge bonus for them. And, he's got a big opportunity to do it. I think this is a huge make or break year for him.
I think it's a huge year too, for sure. Yeah, go ahead, boss. Get in there.
Yeah, I think Ron had a great season. I think it's incomplete, like Eric said too, about just his time in the playoffs. The fact that, it made sense to me, Wu's minutes in the Magic game, but the fact that they both fouled the lineups was really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Ron, the way that Trajan talked about him, I just foresee Ron. I think he could be in a package if we know that we got to give up assets to get assets, but I do think that the way that Trajan talked about him, he thinks that there's more for Ron to develop and grow, and I think he wants him to do it here if possible. I'm in the same boat. I love Ron's mindset. I love his mentality. He gives his all. He wants to improve. You can tell the way he was shooting. Summer League was crazy. I wish he needs to carry that offense over to the regular season. But we didn't get to see, especially towards the end of the season, we didn't get to see the Ron we know, exploding to the basket, things like that. But if he can develop an offense, and Ausar can too. I mean, that they would be great. That the 9-to-5 experience that we all thought we were getting when we were coming into the season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just another guy that I think just would ooze Detroit basketball and just needs to, I think right now it is just the offense holding him back a little bit, and just the youth. My reason why I thought he didn't play against the Magic was because of their flopping, and I think James Harden would have had a field day as well on Ron Holland, because he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt on either end with the whistle. True. I think, but that also doesn't mean that he didn't deserve the chance to go out there and try. Mm-hmm. So, because his defense is huge, and he's another guy who on transition is fantastic. I only don't ever want to see him inbounding the ball. That's the one thing too. We haven't seen it in a while, but inbounding, terrible.
That's not as really.
It's not a playmaker. It's not a passer.
No. So, but I mean, I just
inbounder though.
Hey man, listen. The leader of our team ain't no inbounder.
Yeah, we didn't have some.
Strus had him in hell.
I was about to say Max Strus, Cade, but Ron, he has that youth where he just doesn't think right away. Like he's just like, okay, or he's like on to the next move and he's like, okay, let me get it in. He doesn't consider all other factors. I just saw it get really sloppy with him at times, but so there's just little areas for him to tweak. But he is working on his offense. We've seen it since summer. We saw him have 2 of 4 3 shooting games, and so if he can do that, but I feel like he was focusing too much on the 3-point shot for us later in the season than he was getting to the basket, and I think that kind of killed his offensive confidence as well. Yeah. But he, again, the way the Trajan spoke about him, and because he was a Trajan draft pick, I expect us to do our best to retain him. I can see us, if the guy that we really want, potentially, I don't think we would just give him away for nothing,
Yeah, I hope not. He's too good of a young prospect in my mind.
One of my favorite players on the team.
Yeah, just the way he plays the game. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Pops too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, shout out Ron Sr.
Yeah.
And he leads the dancing. Who would carry the stereo?
Captain Boombox, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, you already know. You already know, man. All right, guys, let's keep pushing, man. Let's get to our last topic of the night. It's a biggie. Trajan was asked about the possibility of making an all-in move this upcoming season and how the Pistons can improve the roster. And he said that there are a lot of options, but there's a lot of factors that goes into making that move, like the player, the time, the salary, the assets going out. He said the more ball handling you can have on the floor, the better. And he says spreading the floor and shooting will definitely help, but those things are hard to find and they're expensive, and sometimes teams don't want to part ways with it. So we can all agree the Pistons are not going to make any type of move that's going to compromise all their depth, obviously. But there is no doubt that this Pistons roster can be balanced out and upgraded, the starting group especially. So I just want to ask you guys, what type of move or moves do you guys think the Pistons could look at this offseason? And as you guys are gearing up for that, we got this graphic from our dog King, who took care of us with this here, but we got a whole breakdown of what the Pistons could possibly do. So you see the upcoming contracts. JD's restricted, obviously. Tobias is not. Kevin Huerter's also not. And Ausar is restricted, of course. Daniss Jenkins also in 2027 for both of those guys. And the guys that King has here is Kyrie, that the players have been attached to. Kyrie, Lauri Markkanen, Trey Murphy, and D-Book. So I'm going to come to you first, E. Is there anybody on your radar that you have your eye on? Or is there a couple guys that you have your eye on that the Pistons could potentially
Not Kyrie Irving. Stop. Everybody, stop. Enough with Kyrie. What is up with y'all and Kyrie Irving? He's old. He's hurt all the time. Stop. Why is the Kyrie conversation still a thing? Enough. No, I don't want to see Kyrie Irving as an option for the Pistons. My number one guy is Trey Murphy. I think he is perfect for this basketball team. I think, unfortunately, he's in a position where the Pelicans are not going to cut the Pistons any breaks based on who's in their front office. I just can't see, Troy Weaver and Joe Dumars doing them a solid to get their, to me, I think they're their highest ceiling and their best prized possession. I think even more than Zion, just based on what he's done in his career and where he's at physically. I think Trey is just a special player that needs a bigger opportunity to play. I think I don't look at the people that are untradeable or untouchable on this team like everybody else. I think it's Cade Cunningham, and that's it. I think anybody else I'm willing to have a conversation about. Okay. I think when you look at what this team needs, I think they have a lot of good defensive players, but you have a lot of guys that are either limited on one side of the ball or they're still developing a lot of their skills that can help this team. Right. So a guy like Trey Murphy, who I think is extremely polished as a shooter, a scorer, a driver, has not been the best defender, but his effort is there. And in a JB Bickerstaff system, he's going to demand and make you play that style, especially knowing that he has the skill set and the metrics to make that happen anyway. So I think it's a no-brainer. I think I won't say by any means necessary you go get him, but I think he should be number one on their priority list to who they should be looking for to add to this roster.
Yeah, me and E been on him all year. And Boss too. Talk about Trey Murphy. I can't leave her out for sure. But we've been on that train since the beginning of the season. So I will come to I'll come to you, Boss. I'll come to you next.
Yeah, I hate everybody on the list except Trey Murphy.
Let's bring it back up.
And there's really nobody else. And thank you for not putting MPJ up there. That would have freaking set me.
Brooklyn would have came back.
I thought about it. I thought about it, boss, because I'm starting to see a couple of more of those pop up too.
It's been constant. It's like
yes.
It's like Trajan says, I want high character players on this team, and people go MPJ. Okay.
Y'all heard what Brooklyn said,
right?
Well, he's doing good in the Nets because he's the number one option.
Yeah.
Well, like it took him like 6 games last season and the Nuggets to register an assist. 6.
That's insane.
He just shoots the ball. He'll shoot you out of game. I hate the man. Anyways,
so based on who's on this list, boss,
Trey
about to go on a tangent.
Trey Murphy, Laurie, I don't see him fitting in. Kyrie, why would we throw away like what they're gonna get is young guys for Kyrie? No, Devin Booker. I don't have nothing against Devin Booker. I like his game. He's expensive. He's a playoff dropper. They already tried to pair him with the star and it didn't work. Mind you, it was Kevin Durant and it seems to never work with him right now, but they already tried that. And look at the teams that have won. The Nuggets didn't have to go and bring in an all-star. The Raptors didn't. And OKC built theirs. Nobody had to go out and bring in this huge this one guy. That's basically where I'm going with that is I don't want to sell everything. And I said this at the beginning for one guy that might work or might not. We don't know. We can't predict injuries. We can't predict anything. And then just close our window immediately when we do have this young talent.
Yep.
For me, I don't think Trey Murphy is actually as hard to get as we think. Doomer's already said his price. He wants the Bane. He wants the picks. Give him this year's. I don't want the 21st pick in the draft. I think we have enough young talent like Ron, like Chaz, that if we want to retain those guys, develop them. Yeah. I think that would Dumars. It might seem like why would they give up Trey Murphy? Trey Murphy doesn't want to be there. First of all, second of all, they have enough young talent. Like they have peers, they have queens. Like there's enough young guys to build what they want to build. So I think Trey Murphy is completely gettable. I like guys, and also I'm okay with not stars. I'm okay with like Najee Marshall.
Good player.
I don't think he's going to be. I think that the Wolves would be silly to retain him, but I think that they around their fan base has been saying that the only 3 that they want to retain are Edwards, McDaniels, and Nas. And they need something different. I think they'd be silly to give up Io. They've been looking for a ball handler. He's great, but I'm more in the boat of get good players and don't just go in for the stars and who the media is telling you like who you think is stars. Like there can be different fits, different,
Yeah.
Anyways, that's where I'm at because I'm also I think that there can be a lot of. I don't want to rush to a championship. It's not going to mean as much, and I think there are a lot of players on our team that can develop even more, and that can bring us far with the right piece. And the right piece doesn't have to be an expensive shooter.
Yeah. Okay. Kane, what you think, bro?
Man, boss she be leading the way, right? Be where I'm going, man.
Talk about it.
I hate everybody on that list.
Wow.
And not Trey Murphy. I'm not saying that. I don't think he's realistically coming here.
Okay.
Troy Weaver is not about to send Trey Murphy over here, bro. Troy Weaver, you're going to have to give up the world to get something from Troy, bro. We know how that ended, bro. He ain't finna send nobody over here unless you're going to send some picks and Isaiah Stewart over there, somebody who drafted. But,
well, go ahead.
Yeah, right. But, I don't think that's what the Pistons need. They need guys to fit into what we're doing. We need shooters. We need guys that can come in here and bring the energy that we already have. Our problem is floor spacing, bro. Our problem is not defense. Our problem is not any of those things. It's scoring and floor spacing. If you can bring somebody in here that's not some big name and where you're going to have to give up half your team and destroy your culture, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? These big name, Devin Booker, that ship sailed with me about 3 to 4 years ago.
I was going to say, yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's over with. For the life of me, I don't understand why anybody would take a chance with Kyrie Irving right now.
Bro.
The guys like him and Kawhi Leonard are Russian roulette. If Kawhi don't like the team that he's at, he's going to ride out an injury to the end of the season, bro. So those type of players, we don't need that. And I don't know what it is. I say this all the time. What is the stigma with the Detroit fan base? We always want somebody at the end of their rope.
Yes.
That's injured or too old.
Bro.
Or we always want that player. I don't understand it, bro.
Instant ready.
God, it's like, bro, go out and get me somebody that fills the spots that we need. Because if we had the proper shooting, if the Malik Beasley situation didn't happen, if listen, man, we're the Pistons, bro. We're the Pistons. We got here without all of those things that I just named you. If we have that, we're a different basketball team. What I'm watching on TV right now is not a whole plethora of stars going up against OKC. It's Wemby, the big alien, and a bunch of young dogs that can shoot, bro.
And defend.
Like the ball movement between these two. This is why I said the East is irrelevant, bro. What I'm watching right now,
it's beautiful.
The beauty of this basketball in the West right now.
Yes.
It's like, bro, we need to match that energy. We need to be thinking about going against them. We don't need to be thinking about raggedy ass New York and all these other teams, bro.
Trying to win it all.
It don't take much to get better than them.
Raggedy.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It don't take much to get better than them. Go get the right guys. Get some guys with some experience and that can shoot the ball. That's why I said at a trade deadline, you could have got me somebody like Malik Monk or something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who can shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's not expensive.
Yeah.
Don't sell your team for some big name.
Yeah.
Go ahead, boss.
I know.
After you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to ask because I know Eric has to go soon too, but I saw comments with some names and I just wanted everybody's opinion, but you got to go too. So I'll let you go first, Deuce, and then.
Oh yeah. I'll make this as quick as I can. Yeah. I know you got to go write some fire articles. Guys, I need Trey Murphy here. I hate to be echoing what you guys are saying. I need this right here. I need Trey Murphy on this team. Go get me Trey Murphy. Yes. Trey is the answer. He's been the answer since the end of last season. I tried to hold off talking about him too much this season out of respect for who's here, but the season's over now. So now that it's over, I've been waiting to talk about this for a while. Trey Murphy, guys, has played 5 seasons in the NBA. Every year he has increased his scoring, his rebounding, and his assists. Every single year, all 3. Last year he averaged 22, 6, and 4 on 47, 38, 89 splits. He's a floor. He can make plays. He's got great vision. He's a freak athlete. And stylistically, he fits because he can get his own shot in the half court and he can play on or off ball. He don't need the ball to be effective. He's a great catch and shoot guy. He's a great athlete. So the defense to offense style we were talking about will suit him perfectly. And then defensively, he's not a top-tier defender, but he gives the Pistons something that Trajan Langdon loves: versatility, defensive versatility. He can guard 1 through 4. He's 6'8", 7-foot wingspan. He can guard 1 through 4. And the thing is about him is not a pipe dream, because guess who traded for Trey Murphy on draft night back in 2021? Trajan Langdon. He was the Pelicans GM at that time. The Grizzlies drafted him, and Trajan immediately traded for him. And as far as guys going out, don't forget Troy Weaver drafted Marcus Sasser too, just as a little tidbit. But the thing for me is like, also he's gonna make less than $30 million per year over the next 3 years. That's a bargain. And he's also just 25 years old, so he fits the timeline perfectly as well. So it's other options out there for sure. But I think if the Pistons bring Trey Murphy to Detroit, they go to the finals next year. Next year, because he fits the timeline. They could go back, and because he fits the timeline, they can go back the next couple years. So if they can clear that logjam they have at that wing position, for example, and they can attach some draft capital, which they have, they got their first and second round picks for the next 5-6 years.
Yeah.
To me, he said, I'm doing it however I can, bro. If I can get it done, I'm doing it within reason. I'm doing it because he checks off every single box. And for those who think that, maybe you want to go with a different lineup, okay, cool. And go with this. You want to go bigger? Fine. You go with this. You go with Stu or Paul Reed or however in that front court. But the point is that you have options. That's my point. So it'll take some scoring load off of Cade. It'll prevent teams from packing the paint with JD, which a pick and roll is going to be a lot more effective. Another playmaker. more spacing. He's more athletic. He can stay in front. He doesn't break the bank. It reunites Trajan with the player he wanted and got back in 2021. And you got him for 3 years. Like, for me, it's almost too perfect. So if I'm Trajan, I'm doing whatever I have to do to put him on this team. That's where I'm at. Like, if we get him, y'all ain't gonna like me. I'm gonna be insufferable on here. Go ahead, E.
Well, I'm gonna put you to the test though, because y'all know how I feel already. I just told you who my untouchables are. Who are your untouchables if you were trying to go get him?
Cade, I'm with you. Yeah. Okay. Like, that's how good I think he can be, bro.
Okay.
That's how high I think his ceiling is. Please, if you have not, go look up some film on Trey Murphy, guys. I know you guys have, but chat. Go watch this dude play. He's a sleeper. He's one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Easy. No question.
If you just don't mind, or unless King wants to go too, I was just going to try to get through some names so we can.
Okay. You gotta go too.
I just want to say one more thing about that.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Deuce. Anybody, including Jalen Duren. Bye. You know why? Because what the Pistons need a big that can play defense and rebound. If you got Trey Murphy, you got your scoring. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to bring other guys. You're going to have more money because you ain't giving it to him. I ain't trying to be disrespectful.
No. I'm just playing it out.
The way the Pistons play is a system. It's not about, one guy, two guy, this guy, that guy. If we got the scoring and we can go add more shooters with that money, I'm doing it. I'm sorry. Call me the bad guy.
No, I'm not. I
like Ayo Dosunmu too. Comments.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I'm glad we didn't trade for him because he's gone now. He's not even. He got to figure out if he's gonna stay. But anyway, I feel what you're saying. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like if it's not Cade, I'm having a conversation. That's where I'm at. Yeah. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I just want real quick, a teammate of Trey Murphy that's been thrown in the conversation. Okay. DeJounte Murray. I think he's too old.
How old is he?
How old is he now?
30.
30?
It's not bad. I wouldn't mind that.
But it depends on what we want from him, right?
I do like the idea of him and Cade, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like his aggressiveness. He is a dog too. He's feisty, but he does have injury.
He does. He's been hurt.
He does.
Yeah. If he can stay healthy, I'm not mad.
I'll take Sadiq Bey.
You know what? The way he's not the same Sadiq Bey from when he was here. He's grown a lot. Like King was the one that brought that to my attention. Like, I had to watch him again.
I watched the second half of the season.
He's different now. He's a much better player than he was then. So I had to. I gotta give you credit for that, bro. Because I didn't see him progressing like to this level that he is now. He's a lot better. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Another one. Right. Someone said Peyton Watson. It's not going to be him, but because Denver's going to keep him, but Denver has to make room to pay him. So another name I've seen, Cam Johnson. I'm okay with it.
I'm not opposed.
Not enough of a playmaker for me.
He needs to buy into defense.
Not enough playmaker for me.
I think this team needs. I think they need another creator, but they do need more shooting as well. I don't think they're just a Trey Murphy away. I think they need a scorer, another shooter, and some improvement on defense. Hopefully internally from JD. But yeah, I think they need one more. I think a Cam would be perfect. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah, and he was a playoff riser. He did say that the altitude really bothered him, and he think that's the reason that he was just really slow too. So, not that we love that, but that's been an issue for Denver sports teams across the board. John Collins, I wanted him last season. I wanted him in the offseason.
I wanted him too. I like John Collins a lot.
As a 4?
Okay, and cheaper. So it'd be like a Trey and a John, you could bring him in without selling. He's not an all-in guy. I think Trey would be our most expensive guy.
Yeah.
You guys, I know we were both Nas and Bobby Portis were two I wanted in the offseason. I think Bobby
Nas
Portis
for me was last
available.
offseason. Yeah.
Right.
For me, it's about prices. It's about prices for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's about how many players can we add? It's about price. I'll take, man, I'm not even joking when I say this. I will, on a veteran minimum for what he's getting paid, I'll even take Dre.
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh yeah.
And I agree. The way he's playing right now.
After how they just got killed on the glass, I'm not opposed to that at all.
Yeah.
They got hammered on the glass.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What about CJ McCollum?
I think he's expensive.
He's a free agent now.
Is he?
They know what he wants.
He's a free agent now. I think he made like around 30 or something like that, I think, last year.
One of them.
He want one of those mercenary contracts.
Do you think where's he at now? The Wizards?
He's in Atlanta.
Remember?
He's 34 though.
34. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's tough.
Well, what about Wizard Kobe White?
I wouldn't mind Kobe White.
He's $20 million a year.
Oh no! I'm not doing that.
Hecky nah.
Yeah.
Not for that.
I want Will Riley, but I don't think they'll get rid of him. He's a
Powell?
young guy.
What's Powell looking like?
Norman Powell?
Where's he at? Is he the Wizard?
He's with Miami.
I thought he got traded.
Norman Powell?
Is he still in Miami?
Yeah, he's still in Miami. He was he was there in the playoffs with him.
Okay.
He's 32.
5-year, 90 a year or 90 million contracts. What's that like?
15.
Like 17 a year, something like that. Maybe. That's not bad.
That's 32. I don't know.
I'm looking at
he's a free agent right now.
Matthew Marcel's 28 for $9 million a year, and he's in his last year of the contract.
I don't know.
And the Mavs are blowing it up. What about PJ Washington?
I like PJ.
I like
I don't know if he's big enough.
PJ.
I don't know if he's big enough. He's like 6'7", 6'8".
He's big. He looks
Is he?
big.
I don't think he's.
If he's 6'7", that means he's shorter than Duncan.
Let me see, because I don't remember him being any taller than Tobias, and that was kind of my issue.
I just
PJ.
like his. You know, he can do that for Cade instead of Luka.
Let me see, real quick, and then I'll let you. He's 6'7". Like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need more size. That's
we need some length, man. Pause, but we need length.
Aaron Gordon.
Yes.
You would hate that.
I would love that.
Are you kidding? I would trade. I would trade team. Anybody on the Pistons that wants to come to Denver, I could still root for you.
Aaron Gordon. I just hate how he talks.
Trade him.
You talk like a Dominican Sue. It drives me crazy.
I know he's your favorite person to watch in person when you go to them games. So if he came over here, you had to move over here then.
Oh,
that's a fact.
Okay.
She's like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact.
All right, man.
No, he is. Well, I mean, Jokic is. Jokic, Murray, all three of those guys. But Gordon would be the move they'd have to make to really shake up the team. I think.
Yeah.
What was there was another one. And this wasn't just for Eric. This is not rage bait against you. I've seen it in the chat. I've seen it in other places. Derek White. It wasn't personal.
I knew somebody was gonna say it. Unbelievable.
Jalen Suggs, evil.
No. Keep Charlie Villanueva's nephew off my basketball team. No, absolutely not. No.
So you be damn, you gotta look at him every day.
Hell no, bro.
Oh my God.
Top 30 player. Yeah.
That's how I feel about NBA. Like I would literally question my fandom.
Ain't Hartenstein a free agency? Free agent after this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hartenstein? I'm not sure.
He might be, yeah.
You like him?
After he just got dunked on, he might be.
Oh my gosh! Don't spoil it. I'm about to go watch that,
bro.
Man, I'm screaming at
man. This
rivalry
between Holland and Wemby is funny, man.
All right, real quick, and I know you got to go. Finals predictions. Who you got winning? Western Conference, Eastern Conference. Who y'all got winning, and how many games?
I want Spurs, but I feel like it's going to be OKC just because of they've been there.
Okay.
No, whoever's in. I picked Cavs, except. After the collapse, I'm like, you just gave all the momentum to New York.
I was going to text you yesterday, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
I would have owned it. I was feeling good. I was like, no, this is what I was telling people. I was saying, like, this is the Cavs are going to beat the Knicks. And then they collapsed. And I was like, okay, well, now we got to work extra hard.
And what we were saying, like, Harden can't guard Brunson, bro. Like, he's
they
got to keep, bro.
They need to cut Harden's minutes. But Brunson couldn't guard Mitchell. That was a trade-off.
Yeah, he couldn't either.
Cut Harden's minutes with the minute he's bad. And I know no one likes. I like Jalen Tyson, but
I like Tyson.
They need a defender on Brunson. They need a defender, and Dean Wade is not their defender.
Yeah,
no,
he's their defender. He's not a defender.
the Cade stopper, Dean Wade.
Stopper. Yeah, exactly. The Ruben Patterson of 2026.
Right.
I'm still gonna say Cavs, honestly. I think that Mitch something has lit in him. I think they just need to make the right adjustments, like cut Harden's minutes a little bit.
More shorter.
The Thunder will win the championship.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
I got the Spurs in 6, bro.
You got the Spurs
in 6.
What's the score right now?
I think the Thunder lost that series.
Thunder winning right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the Thunder lost that series last game.
Thunder been sitting around
without De'Aaron Fox.
They're playing better.
Stephon Castle 11 turnovers.
They swept everybody. They've been sitting around waiting for 10 years. They entitled to come out rusty.
Yeah, is Fox coming back or is he done for the series?
No, he's supposed to be coming back.
Yeah, they just said he's gonna sit there. And the last time I heard about it is that they were hopeful for it. He could have played, but they decided to rest him. And I think that they decided to rest him this game because of winning game 1.
Okay. All right. So because of that, I'm going with the Spurs. I'm going with the Spurs.
That's my thing. Like losing that game. I know it's just one game, but losing the way they lost it.
Yeah.
Without him. And they didn't play great either, and they still won. Yeah.
They win it right now, and Tony Brothers is reffing.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Matty Fresh, appreciate you, my dog, as always, man. Gotta have you on when we do our next fan show for sure. My guy. And shout out to Mark Wilkinson as well, man. Hope you guys some likes up if you enjoyed this video. We appreciate you guys, man.
Yes.
All right, guys. Eric got to go write some articles, and we got to go live a little bit. So we're gonna call it there. But we appreciate you guys for hopping on with us tonight, man. A little off-season talk, Pistons preview of the next season. We enjoyed it. Go ahead, boss.
And I think we'll be back because I definitely want to talk to you guys more about. I see more names out there: Anthony Simons, Drew Holiday.
Okay.
I'm seeing more names, and we definitely want to talk about that with you guys as well, and also about the draft. I'm really curious about the draft.
We'll cover that next time. Okay, we didn't even get a chance to get to that, man. A lot to unpack. But we appreciate all 200 plus of you guys who are here watching live with us, man, on a Wednesday night. Happy Hump Day to everybody. We appreciate you guys for showing up, showing out as you guys always do. Vinny and King, we appreciate you boys pulling back up to the show, man. Make sure you guys are subscribed to E, to King, Boss on YouTube, as well as following them on X and Instagram as well. And make sure you guys tapped in with Eric as well on clutchpoints.com, where he's about to write another fire article. What's up, bro?
It's my birthday tomorrow, so if y'all really want to help me out, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe, Top Title Detroit. I would really appreciate y'all if y'all could do that, please.
How old you turning?
I'm turning 36 tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
My same birthday as Biggie.
Ah, right.
Yes, sir.
I'm jelly. I ain't gonna lie, I'm jelly. Jeez. Yeah, drop some fire emojis for E. Make sure y'all go follow and subscribe.
By the way, I had the same birthday as Eminem. I've always loved that.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I got the same birthday as Matthew Stafford.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got the birthday date as it was the 3rd of September. That's not a person, but it doesn't matter. Anyway. I had to jump in, and I was feeling way too left out of that one. I couldn't think of nobody else top of my head. I was mad about it. Devereaux, appreciate you, bro, man. Appreciate you guys for coming through, man. So, guys, we will end it there, man. Great show, man. And, guys, we are going to be having some great content coming out in the pipeline this offseason for you guys. So make sure you guys have your alerts turned on now that we are in full offseason mode. Don't want to miss this. Trust me. So, hope you guys have a great night. And y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. Peace.
Derek White's the GOAT.
Oh, God.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot, and I'ma be physical with you the whole game. You know Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think it's just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of K9. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking hundreds, I hear you're ashamed. Talking that chop, you must want this way. Tryna tell ya, put the dog palm, mess around, find out, Tryna tell ya, put the dog palm, mess around, find out, For some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that. When you're real for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that.